know that every Royals game is right here on 96.5 The Fan. But if you're looking for more Royals coverage, tune in to hear Royals insider Josh Fernier throughout the week. He joins Fescoe and Dusty every Monday morning at 8:20. Cody and Gold every Wednesday at 12:30. And he joins The Drive every Friday at 3. Miss anything? Check it out on the show podcast or All Things Fern Channel, wherever you get your podcasts. This is your home for Royals baseball. Week starts August 31st on 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station. Welcome into Fescoe and Dusty.
I mean, come on, guys. What are we doing here?
A show that, analytically, exists between 6 and 10 weekday mornings on Kansas City's only FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Oh, buddy.
Live from the studios that brought you.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Here's Bob Fescoe and Dusty Likens.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. As you survive through the thickness of the humidity on a Wednesday, that's just the Lord's tears for the woman that we lost yesterday, Miss Dolly Parton. As we all probably poured one out last night for the Queen. Good to see the people on Fox 4 rocking the pink this morning. The Empire State Building paying tributes yesterday or last night, going full pink. Not a lot in life unifies an entire country or the internet, like Deshaun Watson getting booed, Jed York, or the respect levels of one Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
Just a very influential person. Dollywood's out there, the godmother to Miley Cyrus, the daughter of Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yeah.
9 to 5, I Will Always Love You. And just a personality that could just really brighten up any room that she ever went into. That was a sad one, man. Like, I know that I never met the woman, didn't need to. A lot of good stuff came from Dolly Parton. A lot of stuff will continue to come from Dolly Parton. And I always tell people, you know, you're a really important figure in society when you're no longer breathing air on this earth, and yet your legacy continues to roll. And I think that's something that is very wholesome and true about Dolly Parton.
You know, it's interesting with a person like Dolly Parton. Everybody thinks of the music that she did, but it's the philanthropic stuff that she did away from her singing that I think is going to be what, you know, obviously carries her legacy moving forward for the rest of time, you know, however long that may be. But one of the things that she did that I think is really cool, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of the Kaufman Scholar programs here and what Ewing Kaufman did by putting kids through college, and something that's similar to what Dayton Moore does with CU in the major leagues as well. She did back in the 80s, and Mac, maybe you were familiar with this not growing up, but living down there in Tennessee for a while and hearing maybe about this kind of stuff. But she started a buddy program back in 1991 at high schools in Tennessee, in the eastern part of the state, where they had high dropout rates, like 36% dropout rates. And she went to, I guess, like an opening, you know, kind of assembly at the high school back in the early 90s and said, all right, everybody find a friend. Look around and grab a friend. And everybody grabbed a friend. And she said, I will give each of you $500 if you both graduate from high school and get your high school diploma. And the dropout rate went from like 36% down to like 3 or 6% overnight, because Dolly Parton came in and was giving kids $500 to finish school. And it's amazing what a sum of money like that can do for kids, you know, of that age. And she is single-handedly responsible for turning around basically an entire school district in East Tennessee and allowing these kids to go out there and now graduate from high school and kind of enticing them to go out there and graduate from high school. And like, that's just one thing that she did when you look at the legacy of Dolly Parton. And it had, the song was the gateway for her to do great things, like an athlete with a sport, right? That's the gateway for you to go out there and now be able to do great things in the community and give back. And Dolly Parton was one who never stopped. COVID-19 stuff. She was big on the environment, helping the kids with school and all of that. It's crazy how many people she single-handedly touched and had an impact on in just such an amazing way. And yeah, she's going to be missed. I like a guy, John from KMBZ, who runs the board down there, popped in this morning. He goes, man, that Dolly Parton one got me pretty good. Because I actually got choked up a little bit. I go, yeah, I did too. I mean, I think we all probably got choked up a little bit yesterday, hearing that one of the greatest human beings of all time has passed away. And we were lucky to have Dolly Parton on this earth. And my wife said to me, she goes, man, everybody that we grew up with is starting to die. I go, yeah, we're getting to that point of our lives, Jen. We're in our 50s now, you and me almost. But, you know, you start to get to that point in life, everybody starts dying. Dolly was a tough one yesterday.
Jolene, I'm begging of you, please, don't take my hand. Jolene, please don't take him just because you can.
That was the halftime performance, and she sounded like that.
77 years old.
And Dallas Cowboys cheerleader costume.
Yep.
The ageless Dolly Parton. Mac, you were in Tennessee. Was there a lot of stuff down there that was kind of, wholesome?
Yeah, we
Dolly
had the pleasure of having her on our news station. I didn't get the chance to meet her. She wasn't in person, but over the phone. It was just.
Did you call her and get her on the phone?
Yeah, I did get her on the phone.
So you actually talked to Dolly Parton?
Technically, I did say a word to her.
That's cool. How
amazing.
was it? What did you say? Come on. No, that's cool, man. Like, sports people, Dolly Parton you talked to?
Yeah,
Let's
I know,
go.
right? I know. Her and Kanye West got to be the two people that I've talked to the most. I mean, dude, the famous people. Yeah, it was pretty incredible. I was just like, is this Mrs. Parton?
Is that what you said, Mrs. Parton? Did she say, call me Dolly, son?
Yes, honey, just call me Dolly. And so I just patched her through, and it was awesome. But yeah, I worked with a host that, I don't think anyone's loved a person more than Matt Murphy, one of the hosts that I worked with, loved Dolly Parton. And that's saying a lot, because a lot of people love Dolly Parton. But yeah, man, what a person. What a great. We had, Bob, you sent me someone, Matt Gaspey, our guy over at The Wolf.
Yeah.
Made an awesome tribute that I think we should play. It's about 3 minutes long, but man, if this doesn't make you jerk some tears.
Hey everyone, my name is Brian Seaver, son of Cassie Parton, and I'm representing the Parton and Owens family today, announcing the passing of my Aunt Dolly, Rebecca Parton Dean. Dolly opened doors not just for me, but for her entire family to reach the potential we didn't even know was possible. Dolly also opened doors for generations of singers, songwriters, musicians, and dreamers from every walk of life and across every continent. By her example, we believe that anything was possible. She never saw a door she couldn't open, and the doors she opened made and changed history. May God bless Dolly Parton, and may God bless you all. She will always love you.
If I should stay, well, I would only be in your way. Try to make somebody else feel good, and that'll make you feel better. If you can't change the whole wide world, change your own little world, and maybe that'll kind of reach out and do some good. That's kind of how I do it. One day at a time, one thought at a time, one dream at a time. And I will always love you. I will always love you.
She just had a spirit, and it was a spirit that was always thinking the best was happening, the best was going to happen. Her friends loved her, her life was good. That's who she was.
Her light, charisma, wittiness, and the ability to inspire the world is what I think about when I think of Dolly. When you live your life and people can recognize you by one name, Dolly, I think that says it all.
But I will always love you. I will always love you. I just love everybody. I just try to find the God light in people, and I try to play to that. I try not to be judgmental. I just think we should just love each other and not try to judge, and find the good in us, and kind of just pray for the bad and just accept people as they are. Oh, I do wish you joy, and I wish you happiness. But above all this, I wish you love. Well, hey there, it's Dolly. I will always love you.
That's tough. Man.
Yeah.
Man.
That's tough, man. Screw sports sometimes, man. Like that's tough.
Yeah, she was just a wonderful, wonderful person, and you never find anybody that has said anything negative about Dolly Parton. I mean, even it unites political lines. I mean, people from both sides of the aisle were talking about how great Dolly Parton was. People in sports talk about how great Dolly Parton was, and I think if you're doing like a Mount Rushmore of my generation of the greatest people that have ever lived on Earth, she's on it with Fred Rogers. She's on it with Steve Irwin. She's on it with Bob Ross. She's on it. Those are the four people that you look at from my generation who are universally loved by everybody. And there's not many of those people out there. And when you can be universally loved by everyone, boy, it shows what a great human being you are. And that's what Dolly Parton was all about, man. She was just a tremendous, tremendous human being, a legend, a hero. I mean, use the superlatives that are out there to describe Dolly Parton, because she didn't just sing. She changed lives, literally impacted lives, one kid at a time, one person at a time.
Yeah, from the 816, all three of my kids have benefited from Dolly's Imagination Library, free books for children from the childbirth. It started as she was inspired by her father's inability to read and write. And they're going to continue that legacy that they announced. So
Good. Ugh.
Yeah, dude.
Legend.
Whew, that was tough. I didn't know that was going to be play this morning.
Shout out to Matt Gaspey.
Yeah, Matt did a great job. He's been in here since 4 o'clock this morning. I pulled up. I'm usually the first one here. I'm like, oh, my God, what's Matt doing here? So I went down just to make sure everything was okay. Is everything okay? He goes, Dolly died. I go, I know. He goes, I had to get work done. I go, okay, yeah. And I mean, that's a big one. I mean, that's as big a death, I think, I'm trying to think that we've had in a long time, where somebody that famous, that popular, and that uniting passes away. I mean, the Empire State Building, the Sphere in Dallas, whatever they call it, like everything was pink. Union Station, like everybody's doing this stuff to kind of recognize Dolly Parton. That doesn't happen if it's somebody that doesn't do great things for other people. And again, it was never about her. It was always about everybody else. And she just gives back, gives back, gives back, gives back, and has changed lives, changed generations, changed families, changed people. I mean, just an incredible human being for everything that she's been able to accomplish.
We'll get into the move yesterday the Chiefs made, plus that's 9 in a row for your boys in blue here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. It's Noah Williams, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for the Chiefs, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at QC Kinetics want you to get a second opinion, especially if you've been told that surgery is your only option. And, you got joints that hurt you every day. And if people are telling you surgery, 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 I want to tell you one thing. Once that joint's replaced, there's no going back. So instead of jumping into surgery, consider getting a second opinion from my friends over at QC Kinetics. Whether you're dealing with pain from bone-on-bone arthritis, a torn meniscus, or years of wear and tear, surgery isn't the only conversation you should have. Talk to QC Kinetics about how they use regenerative treatments to deliver relief to patients like you right here in Kansas City. They concentrate tiny healing tools within your body right in the spot that's actually causing pain. And the whole idea is to give you a real shot at holding off on surgery, or in some cases, just avoiding it altogether. And that's why it makes sense to explore every option before you make a decision that can change your life. Don't accept surgery as your only choice. Call QC Kinetics today for a second opinion and know your options. The call and consultation and conversation totally free. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. Off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone, 816-412-6299.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Hey, it's Bob Fescoe. Are high-interest credit cards and rising bills stressing your budget? You pay every month, but high interest makes getting ahead feel impossible. Your home's equity can help. A refinance with Golden Oak Lending consolidates debt into one manageable monthly payment, giving your budget room to breathe. Get a free mortgage checkup today. Call 913-890-GOLD or visit goldenoaklending.com. That's 913-890-GOLD. It's Golden Oak Lending, MLS 114937.
August is here, and the heat is not going to quit, and neither can you. If you're over 40 and the heat is taking its toll more than it seemed like it used to, it might be your testosterone levels declining with age. Visit Low T Center and find out if TRT therapy is right for you. Go to fixmylowt.com and book your free T-test today.
Fan Cash Fridays are here. Listen every Friday for your chance to win $100 in Fan Cash from Fanatics Sportsbook. Use Fan Cash to unlock unlimited profit boosts, exclusive merch, collectibles, and more. No purchase necessary. Must be 21 plus. See full rules on 96.5 The Fan contest page.
While enjoying family and friends this Labor Day, be sure to open the gates with Gates Extra Hot Sauce. It's great on spinach, asparagus, broccoli, and more. Also, be sure to use Gates Hot and Spicy Seasonings on fresh fruit, vegetables, popcorn, and nuts, while enhancing your salad dressings with Gates Hot and Spicy Seasoning for that extra flavor pop. Pick these up at your local grocer, and if you don't see them, ask for them. Make Gates a part of your Labor Day. Proudly serving Kansas City for 80 years. Thanks, with love.
Flu season is here. Get your flu shot today at your local Hy-Vee pharmacy. It's easy, convenient, and no appointment is necessary. Plus, when you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, earn a 20-cent fuel saver. That's right, a 20-cent fuel saver. Get your flu shot when it's convenient for you. Schedule online or just stop by your Hy-Vee pharmacy. No appointment necessary. Help your family stay healthy. Get your flu shot and get a 20-cent fuel saver only at Hy-Vee. See store for details. Some restrictions apply.
School's back in session and we're all busy now, and that's why it's hard to get to the grocery store. But you could get your groceries delivered in as little as 30 minutes. That's why I love Hy-Vee's new Get It Faster service. When you're crunched for time and need something fast, Hy-Vee to the rescue. Just download the Hy-Vee app or go to Hy-Vee.com. Choose your store, select your items, and Hy-Vee does all the shopping for me. Choose the Get It Faster option, and your groceries will be ready in a snap. Try it for yourself. Get It Faster delivery or pickup only at Hy-Vee.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? It's Creed Humphrey, and I'm here to tell you the best movie of all time is Tombstone.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
North Lane 35 southbound bogs down before Pleasant Valley Road and stays quite heavy down to 435 or just before that with an accident that's blocking two right lanes. Past that, things move pretty well into downtown. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Life is more about others than it is yourself. What buys long-lasting purpose is you understanding selflessness and it being about something bigger than yourself. And tonight, I submit to you that there's some family that drove from I don't know where, parked 5 miles out away from this stadium, and they saved all freaking year long just to buy a ticket to climb to the top of that stadium and watch your tail play. You owe them something.
I mean, it sounds a lot like the Apple speech that I gave in 2012 to watch your asses play, because that's what I said. They're here to watch your sorry ass play.
One made out of anger and resentment, the other made out of hope and positivity.
Yeah, that's right. But it needed to be said because that anger turned into Andy Reid, ladies and gentlemen. So,
yeah.
Yeah, that was Hugh Freeze, formerly with Auburn.
Yeah, why is that making its rounds now? Because I was like, but Hugh Freeze hasn't been with Auburn for a while, right?
That speech is badass, and college football's around the corner, and you put some Dire Straits behind it, and boy, let's go.
I know
Money
that
for
I'm
nothing,
hard,
man.
You
Let's
better believe
go.
it. Most underrated band in the history of rock and roll is Dire Straits.
Oh my God, that's an interesting one right there. That's a great topic for discussion that we could have like for the next 12 hours, Dusty. Seriously,
well, you said to the boss last night with regards to Dolly's passing that you're going to work today until 5.
Yeah, I did not. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard that. In light of Dolly Parton, this is a hilarious story she said on Jimmy Fallon's show.
Many years ago, back when I was a kid, they had a bear in a cage. You know, we're famous for the bears in the Smokies. And they had a bear in a big cage up there, and people would stop at this market, and they would buy Cokes for this bear. It was in the cage, and tourists would take pictures, because Gatlinburg, that whole area, for years, they would put Cokes and peanuts in the Coca-Cola cans or whatever the bottled Cokes were then. So anyway, this bear was just getting bigger and bigger, but they were doing that, and they were just selling all kinds of stuff at this market. Yeah. And this poor bear was just drinking them all. And one day, some redneck put, no, seriously, they put gasoline in a Coke can. Can you believe how bad
that is a redneck
people are? And the poor thing just went crazy, and it broke out of the pen. And it started toward Sevierville, because Pigeon Ford's about 8 miles from Sevierville. And it just ran all the way down, and it was just going down there. And then, all of a sudden, it just fell over.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
Dead?
No, it was out of gas.
Did you see the Johnny Carson one yesterday that was making its way around? That if that was run today, Johnny would have been canceled in 2 seconds. People would have been so offended by what he said to Dolly Parton.
I'm sure.
I mean, unbelievable. Yeah, better times. I'll just say that. He laughed, she laughed, everybody had a good time. Nobody was offended.
You talk about the take that I made about Dire Straits being the most underrated rock and roll band in the history of rock and roll music. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is a better interviewer than Johnny Carson ever was.
No, I mean, the best, yeah.
I forget who was on his show, but she was, I think it was maybe, who was Mel Brooks's girl back? Brigitte, she passed away. She was, man, I can't think of her name, but she's the older lady. She ended up being in Beer Fest, but she was the girl in Young Frankenstein. I can't think of what her name is, but she was terrified to be on live television. And instead of like interviewing her, he just started having a conversation with her, and she just opened up.
Yeah.
And just like naturally, Carson was able to like get her to feel comfortable. There's certain people that have it, and there's other people that don't. And he was one of those guys that, yeah, if you take the 70s and the 80s, and when times were a little bit different, you can have your own judgment, but there's nobody in the world of interviews that's been better than him. And Barbara Walters is probably a close
She's
second.
fantastic too, yeah.
But hey, you are listening to 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports, and there was a trade yesterday from your Kansas City Chiefs. The Giants traded Josh Ezeudu, I think is how you say his name.
Best of luck, I don't know, yeah.
Ezeudu, Ezeudu, I want to say is how you probably say that name.
Yeah.
I have dyslexia, so I thought it was, whatever it could have been. To the
Ezeudu
Ezeudu is how I would think you say that.
Yeah.
Ezeudu?
Either way, we'll know how to say it here shortly.
They phonetically on Google at least say Ezeudu.
Ezeudu? Okay, like remember Joey Ezeudu? Yeah, from back in the day, he was fantastic. Yeah.
And Doug.
Yeah.
And a future 7th round pick is what the trade was for. Hyperbolic me, right? Or maybe a catastrophic thought process. First reaction was, okay, they are uncertain about Trey Smith or Josh Simmons. Very quickly, by the Twitter fan base, and I appreciate you all, called me down last night and said, or the backups are just ass, and we need depth at this position because we've watched 2 preseason games. We have had many questions involving this offensive line, like, hey, this is a tough, area in the field. I consider offensive line a lot like pitching in Major League Baseball. Right? Like, you're going to have 5 starters on your open day roster. The chances all 5 guys are there throughout the season, healthy and full to go, is very slim. And you need other arms, whether they are bullpen additions, whether they are a guy that comes in, once every 3 weeks to fill in a day for said pitcher, right? Like I know Milwaukee is extending the waiting period for Mizorowski. Like I think he waits like I know it's normally 5 days, but they do like 6 days. They want to keep him fresh, right, for their playoff run. And I'm assuming that this is what it was, because my first 3 reactions were, 1, they're worried about Josh Simmons. 2, they're worried about Trey Smith. Or 3, Khalil Benson is really just the camp darling of truth in disguise, because we had talked about camp darlings are always the camp darling because of we don't see any live action. We're just watching things in practice in T-shirts and shorts, but they're doing something that's getting our attention. And Cyrus Allen was one of those players. And then it turned into be like, okay, maybe he's more than a camp darling. You'd always mention Jared Allen, right? This guy comes on the scene. We don't know who he is. And all of a sudden you're like, this guy might be actually pretty good. He might be more than a camp darling. And we heard the audio from Andy Reid 2 days ago when he said, Khalil Benson he had never really worked with silent counts. And then Mac told me, that blew my mind yesterday, that they don't do that in college. Like every college snap is, all right, boom.
Yeah,
it's a clap of hands and they snap it. It's never just, go up there and it's like as soon as he taps the rear of the center, that ball comes out. And you have to have that in the NFL, because I know college stadiums are loud, but it's still a teaching process, obviously, in the collegiate level. And when you get to the pros, that's another thing of those like tiers of professional sports, that things become faster and more professional. And, silent snaps are like that. But at the end of the day, after I rest my head on the pillow and wake up to another 18 notifications of relax, this is for depth. That's exactly what this was a depth move. And, Trey practice, Simmons was on the field, but not participating in drills and stuff like that. So a depth piece that you need, because again, you can never have too many left-handed bullpen arms. You can never have too many offensive linemen.
Yeah, I kind of
especially with that quarterback situation.
Yeah, no question. You got to protect your quarterback. And I kind of had a heart-to-heart conversation last night with somebody in the league about what's kind of going on with this preseason stuff with the Chiefs and where we are, at this point in time. And the fact of the matter is, a lot of these guys that were having injury designations on, like we saw Ken Walker, not practice yesterday. He's fine. It's no big deal. A lot of it comes down to these preseason games that they're a cluster F, man. Like every team and every player, they all have different agendas. Like Mac and I may be having a game against each other, but you may have a different mindset of what you want to accomplish in the game. I have a different mindset of what I want to accomplish in the game. And then there's players who have a different mindset of what they want to accomplish in these preseason games. You're fighting for a roster spot. You've already got a roster spot locked up. So you don't really care. You're not going to go that hard, but you're going to be busting your ass, and you may play through the whistle because you're trying to make a roster spot. And so everybody's got all of these different ideas of what they're going to do for preseason. I had one league official tell me yesterday, enough with the preseason. Just go to 18 games and call it a day right now. We're done with the preseason because we just don't know what to do. We just don't know how to really prepare. We don't know what to expect because everybody's agenda is differently. And for that reason, we're just keeping everybody out. It's like, just get through this stuff, pray the first half that nobody gets injured, and we all move on. Now, this kid, as however you said his name that they got from the Giants, he's your 9th or 10th offensive lineman on this roster, but he's a good depth piece because he can play guard and he can play tackle. And I think that's important.
Yes.
Yeah. That to have, what do you mean technically? I mean, that's why they went out and got him.
I know, but he was ass at tackle. I mean, very, very, very bad in those games that he started.
Well,
terrible.
I mean,
and he was a guard coming out of college.
Yeah, Binkley's not a huge fan of this guy. We'll get some, context on him. No, I mean, like he's been injured, but actually there's somebody is, and the guy's name is Justin Pugh, who is a 10-year NFL offensive line veteran.
Yeah.
And he tweeted this yesterday. When I came back to the Giants and saw Josh's footwork, I thought he was a first-round pick. He has all the talent in the world. A fresh start may be all he needed, and the Giants get a pick. Win-win for that. I had somebody else tell me the same thing. Kind of, the footwork thing. They love the footwork in this guy. The foot speed, whatever it is.
Yep, that's why they moved him to tackle, because of his foot speed. It just didn't come to fruition ever.
It didn't, but you're building depth right now along your offensive line, and that's all that is. It's a depth move for this team to try to get better, and we've talked all along about how you have to have that bottom third of your roster as good as the top third of your roster. You have to have good depth, and look, we've seen it. We've all watched what was going on the field. They needed to get better on the offensive line. So you flip a 7th-round pick for a guy that can play multiple positions and see what he's got. As Justin Pugh said, a win-win for the Giants. It's a win-win for the Chiefs as well. Sometimes a new, fresh start does wonders for a lot of folks, And I'm not saying he's Kadarius Toney or anything like that, because that didn't go so good. But who knows? I mean, maybe this guy gives you some depth and gives you some minutes and spells a guy here or there. That's all you're really looking for.
Kadarius Toney helped this team win a Super Bowl.
He did.
We can talk about the latter half of that career here, but he definitely was needed on that, first team.
That was a win. That trade was a massive win. Yeah, people will poo-poo that. I'm just throwing his name out there because that's people love to pounce on Kadarius Toney.
No, I hope we don't ever see this guy play is the point.
Well,
Kadarius Toney, we had hopes of him being a future number one wide receiver. I don't think that'll ever be the case for Izudu, but you're right. He had a slew of injuries, was injured seemingly every season for the Giants. So, maybe a new face, new place will help him.
And the Giants had everybody injured all the time in that organization for the last 10 years. Like, they could not keep one offensive lineman healthy. So it will be interesting to see how he moves forward and adjust, however you want to say it. But, I mean, I hope this is the last time we're talking about Joe Izuzu. I really do. Like, this is probably the last time. And I got to be honest with you, this guy's going, damn, nobody spent this much time ever talking about me before.
No.
And no offense, Joe Izuzu, I hope we never spend this time talking about you again. But it's a move that the Chiefs made yesterday because they need better depth. That's all.
I need something.
Yeah, and I guess the reason why, and I don't want to seem like a pessimistic person, but excuse me, I think the reason why, I lean towards, somebody's not right, is, I don't know, man. Like, I just feel like right now with the Kansas City Chiefs, we're being told it's fine. You guys are both married. How many times have you had this issue come up in your marriage where you get that, and text line as well, where you get that it's fine, and you're like,
certainly not.
Something's really not fine. Like that's ironic that you say that because what's really wrong? That's fine. Hey, I'm gonna go play golf with the buddies today at noon on Saturday. It's fine. And we keep hearing this from every single sort of issue that has popped up. And again, I'm just worried because these injuries that are just fine are in the areas that are not fine, right? Josh Simmons, the back, it's fine. Trey Smith's hip, it's fine. Well, last I checked, those are very, very important joint areas and areas of the body that, to me, are not fine. And then we get the information yesterday that Ken Walker has a foot issue. And what do we hear about it? Guys, it's fine. And I guess that's just me hearing it's fine all the time. And it kind of gives me PTSD to last year when Andy Reid talking about the offensive line and not being able to set up right. Like, we're working on it. We'll fix this. We'll fix this. Did it ever get fixed?
No, but I mean, look.
And again, that's a skill set, not an injury set. And again, Trey Smith has the hip. Simmons has the back. Thornton has the hamstring. Peter Woods has an ankle. All these spots have me worried. Even if they are just fine, it gives me the Kevin McAllister meme of woof, like injuries, woof. And Ken Walker's your running back, and the foot injury, which apparently it's just fine. And maybe it is just veteran rest that they don't want to practice all the time and they don't want to have to go through all this. And they are what Bob is saying, like, the hell with this preseason stuff. Just get to the regular season because all these injuries that these guys have, they would be on the field playing with if there was a game tomorrow. And if there is a game tomorrow, like, what are those things going to do? Are they going to flare up? Are they going to be nagging throughout the season? I know we haven't played a real game yet. We haven't even started the season yet. But that's just me being honest and truthful to you all and to the listeners. Mm-hmm. I'm not just fine with it. I am very nervous, I guess I would say. I'm not feared. I'm not like, oh, my God, the season's over. But, like, now my mind is going from, oh, they're pissed off, they're ready to run this thing through and go through a wall with all the doubt that these people have, to, like, yes, I still believe that is true. And I do believe that everything is going to be on the field that we think is going to be on the field. But there is still a little bit of my mind going, man, that's a lot of important people in a lot of weird areas that shouldn't be hurting right now.
Yeah, and I'm a 180 from where you are, because I think talking about the injuries in the preseason at this point in time, where we are with these minor things, or it's like talking about the weather. There's nothing you can do to change it. There's nothing you can do to control it. It just is, it's talk to fill the space, I think, is a lot of what this is right now. And that's why I don't get caught up in these type of injuries. Now, if somebody breaks a leg or something like that, God forbid, then we have obviously conversation, because you know how that's going to play out. At this point in time, talking about these injuries for me is wasted breath. And I think for me to look at it like this is like, if the team's not concerned and these guys are still at practice and it's preseason football, 19 days, 18 days, 19 days to go before their first game, I can't worry about it. I just can't. I don't have that kind of time in my day to fret about these minor injuries for the Chiefs because I do believe that they're going to be okay. And if they're not, then what are we going to do about it? How can we make it better? We can't, but we can talk about things when guys have real injuries and miss real time about, what they should do and how they can move forward with this kind of stuff. But I think injuries right now, I just feel like it's like talking about the weather. It's just like to pass the time. And, Ken Walker is going to be fine. Josh Simmons is going to be fine. Trey Smith is going to be fine. They just don't want to play these guys in these preseason games when you've got who knows what going on the other side and guys out there making the opportunity to make a team or trying to make a team, whether it's that team or another team, and put stuff on tape. So I can't get caught up in preseason injuries that are minor like this. We had a broken leg on somebody. Yeah, sure, that's one thing to talk about, but this is part of the problem with opening practices. We see stuff that probably goes on normally during the regular season that nobody ever reports on because, nobody's there.
I think we also have PTSD with Andy Reid and these injuries sometimes. I mean, day-to-day especially, that designation given to Josh Simmons, that's going to send chills down everyone's spine when they see that. And it's minor right now. It's a back, and we're talking about a 6'5", 330-pound man. It's a big old back. You're right. So it's not something that I'm super worried about. I'm more worried about the Ken Walker thing, but I've been worried about Ken Walker and injuries. I think if you talk to any Seahawks fan, which I've talked to many, two of my friends and multiple on that vacation in Hawaii because they were a slew of Seattle Seahawks fans over there on the honeymoon. You mentioned one thing about K9. They're going to talk about his injuries. They're going to talk about being worried to stay healthy. Constant, man, if he's on the field, man, he's great, but it was always something with him. And it won't show up in the games played, but you can look at his injury history and his designations. Always was ailed with something. Yep. Last year, though, if you want to look at the positives, did have the same designation with the foot before the season. He did play all 17 games last year and was awesome. So that is the positive look of it. But he's number 2 on my list of this season is effed if he goes down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Josh Simmons would be number 3 on that list.
Probably so. And
one being Mahomes.
Yeah.
Yeah, one being Mahomes.
I think for any team, the quarterback. I don't care who you are.
And
even if
don't
it's
even put
Jacoby
him on the
Brissett
list.
is your quarterback. You go down, forget about it.
There's Carson Beck out there.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
But though he had that foot injury, it was just soreness. A lot of stuff last year. Didn't miss any time. He has had an ankle injury. Was on the injured list in 2024. He had like an oblique injury, which seemingly everybody has in the NFL. Usually guys kind of play through that stuff in the NFL, not like in baseball where it's a completely different injury. But he's had some of these. But I think more importantly with Kenneth Walker, I have more concern that they signed him to a free agent contract, and he may not live up to that free agent contract. Like with Ken Walker, for me, it's either going to be boom or bust. And I know that sounds like ridiculous. No kidding, it's going to be boom or bust. But I really think that's where it is with Ken Walker right now. I think he has the opportunity to be great, but I also think, and a lot of it will have to do with usage, also has a chance to be a bust. And a lot of free agent running backs, when you look at the big contracts that they sign, a lot of these guys don't go on and do such great things like we would like them to. Some of them do. Saquon Barkley is a great example of somebody who signed and went on to do great things elsewhere. But you also have other guys like a DeAndre Swift who went up to Chicago. Didn't really do much up there. And so it's kind of a 50-50 split. It's going to be interesting to see how they utilize him, but also how he kind of rewards the Chiefs for their investment in him as well. So I think it's going to be quite an interesting case study all year long to watch Kenneth Walker and to see if that money spent on the free agent running back was the right move this offseason.
Yeah, I mean, this also with this news, it shows you how much more you might watch Emmett Johnson. Or, is DeMarcado going to be a carbon copy of what Charbonnet was? Like, is Ken Walker going to still have that same role? Because I know a lot of conversation we had when we got here is like, hey, man, like, Ken Walker's going to get the bell cow carries. Like, he's going to get all of them. There's going to be, maybe 3, maybe not. Because, you mentioned the history. You mentioned how he's been in the NFL. It wasn't until week 14 or 15 when Charbonnet was out. So it wasn't like Ken Walker all season was the main guy. It was always, hey, Ken, do the grunt work, and then Charbonnet, go clean it up. Ken Walker's sweeping the floor, and then there's Charbonnet with the dustpan getting all the stuff that Ken Walker, put together. So, yeah, and again, I think Mac nailed it on the head, man, when he said, it's classic Andy Reid. Like, Andy Reid is maybe one of the greatest coaches, is one of the greatest coaches of all time, but he's probably the greatest coach of hiding severity behind the words, it's fine, we'll work on it. We'll do this. Cause like, you don't want people to be in the majority of Dusty Likens.
Yeah,
I think
you're
that's
right.
That's a fair assumption.
Yeah.
You don't want people on my side. Now, there's a few texters on here that are like, I'm leaning your way. Like, yeah, it's fine with one guy, or it's 7 to 10 days with another guy. But now it's starting to add up. And I get it from some people on the text line. Like, NFL, there's injuries. Jeez. Totally get it. I understand there's injuries. But a back, a hip, a hamstring, and a foot. The foot's on your running back, your hamstring's on a wide receiver, your back's on a left tackle, and your hip's on a right guard. That, to me, is just what scares me. And I think we're all okay to have a little bit of fear because we haven't seen them play a real game. And when they do, they're playing the freaking Broncos, man. And that's a monster unit that you need those guys to be more than just fine.
Yeah, that's why you just say, shut it down for right now. Look, you're not... Trey, we know you can play. Josh, we know you can play. Ken, we know you can play. We don't need you out here getting it. We need you healthy for that Denver Bronco game. And if we have to sit you out for the next 19 days, fine. We'll sit you out the next 19 days. Because I think that is kind of the mindset of this team right now, just from having conversations with folks. It's get me through the first half on Friday, and everything is going to be okay as we move forward for the Denver Broncos. But it was really interesting just to have a couple of conversations yesterday with people around the league who are like, the preseason needs to end. Just go to 18 and end this stuff, because people are looking around going, we just don't know what to do. It's just a cluster. It's as the Wild Wild West in college sports is, preseason now has become the Wild Wild West in the NFL because everybody has a different agenda.
Well, we'll get to this man's agenda next because he likes beer, football, boobs, and chew. That's Jay Binkley. Joins us next as he does every Wednesday at 6:45 here on 96.5 The Fan. Your home for Jay Binkley.
Boobs are great.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Oh, I'll tell you what, my friends over at Window World, they do phenomenal work. We love our relationship with Window World, and we love every Window World window that we have in our house. Over 30 of them are in our house. And when we needed new replacement windows about a decade ago, my wife said, Window World windows are who we are going with and no one else. I said, why Window World windows? And she goes, well, Bob, they're one of the 2 windows with the Good Housekeeping seal of approval, and they're ranked number 1 in windows sold in the country by Qualified Remodeler magazine. Plus, they're the official windows of the Chiefs. Is that good enough for you? I said, yeah, that's great. She goes, oh, also, by the way, it has a lifetime warranty that covers all parts, glass breakage, and labor. I said, what do we need that for? She goes, we got kids and a dog, and thank goodness we have that lifetime warranty because the dogs run through the screen door a couple of times, and Window World comes out and they fix it for us. So, if you want to get great replacement windows, you need to schedule that free in-home estimate now. Call 1-800-GET-WINDOWS. That's 1-800-GET-WINDOWS, or visit windowskansascity.com. 1-800-GET-WINDOWS. It's Window World.
Cozy season is ahead, and you'll be spending way more time inside. Is your home ready? Don't worry. With Wayfair, you can upgrade your space without breaking the bank. Score up to 70% off during their Labor Day clearance on furniture, area rugs, mattresses, and more. Plus, surprise flash deals you can't miss. Whether it's one room or the whole house, Wayfair has pieces for every style and budget.
Shop Wayfair's Labor Day clearance now through September 7th at wayfair.com.
Wayfair, every style, every home. It just smells like nostalgic breakfast memories. Hey, I'm Ellie.
Hey, I'm Taylor.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A chicken and waffles breakfast sandwich is
It's the perfect mix of sweet and savory.
the combination of crispy, juicy, savory chicken with the sweetness and fluffy softness of a waffle.
And the bacon just makes it better.
Plus the fact that it's handheld, 10 out of 10.
Every bite is a home run.
Order the Chick-fil-A Chicken and Waffles breakfast sandwich with a caramel cream cold brew on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Hey, Danon Hughes here. I've seen a lot of stat lines in my playing days, but these numbers, they caught my attention. Yingling Flight, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, and all the crisp, refreshing flavor you want in a light beer. It's brewed by the oldest brewery in America, so you know it's got some serious history behind it. If you're into stats and taste, you're gonna love this beer. Yingling Flight, the next generation of light beer, and the official beer of Danon Hughes. V.G. Yingling & Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
America is turning 250 this year, and Circus Sports is celebrating by offering all users in Missouri $250. Danon Hughes here, and for everyone in Missouri, all you have to do is deposit $250 on your Circus Sports app. Then play through that deposit. Once you do, Circus Sports will reward you with $250 right in your account. This is available for everyone in Missouri, new and existing users. Celebrate 250 years and find out more at circusports.com today. Must be 21 or older in Missouri. Gambling problem, call call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This report is brought to you by Go Car Wash. It's your time to go shine.
For a limited time at Go Car Wash, mention radio and get any wash for just $5. Yep, any wash. That's up to 80% off our best wash. Visit Go Car Wash today. It's your time to go shine.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Northland, 35 southbound, a big mess with an accident before 435. Only the left lane getting by. Long delays back to 152. Much of that traffic is crawling at best. Heading in North KC, 169 highway southbound, slows at 9 highway, sluggish to the airport exit. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
He loves beer and chewing tobacco, football and boobs. He knows Bobby Bowden, he knows Pete Carroll. He likes the 3-4 defense. He's Jay Brinkley. He loves beer and chewing tobacco, football and boobs. He knows Bobby Bowden, he knows Pete Carroll. He likes the 3-4 defense. He's Jay Brinkley.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Before we get to Jay, I got to say, a buddy of mine texted me because they agree with you about Dire Straits being the most underrated rock band of all time.
Dude, most underrated rock band, one of the most underrated guitar players ever.
Any relation to George?
No. He runs because they walk.
Gotcha.
We go to Jay Binkley.
He was the fireman, man.
Who joins us now. Jay, we kind of just talked about it with all those injuries, that everything is fine. Am I being a little pessimistic, being worried that these are just being said that they're all just fine?
Yeah, I mean, you have to be concerned about it because they just haven't looked great, even when they played this preseason. I mean, this line's look undisciplined. They've got a lot of penalties, and they've let a lot of guys go through. And remember at the draft, it was, well, the Chiefs are doing a smoke screen on a right tackle. They're not going to get it. They fooled everybody because they're not going to get an offensive lineman. And you sit there and think about it and say, man, would it have been awful had the Chiefs gone offensive line in the draft? Because, you know, you're sitting there looking at right tackle, and it's probably going to be Jalen Moore, but you had an undrafted free agent that got invited to rookie minicamp, you know, battling for right tackle. So I'm not 100% convinced the Chiefs weren't at least interested in some offensive linemen. Now, it's looked upon as, oh, man, the Chiefs did a smokescreen on the league. But really, was it? Because they kind of still need that position.
Well, probably. I think everybody maybe needs offensive linemen around this league because of how, quickly these guys falter. But if you look, he's going to be a 9 or 10 guy on your depth chart, can play multiple positions. I mean, this is getting a minor reliever kind of sort of trade in baseball.
No, it 100% is. And it's a guy that during the preseason, I guess didn't give up any pressures in 45 snaps. So, they're seeing what he can do. He missed the whole last season on IR, 2023. He got put on IR after 6 games. So it's a guy that's always injured, but it is depth. And, would it have been a guy that the Giants ended up cutting? Maybe, but the Giants get a 2028 7th rounder. So, I mean, at least they stayed away from next year's draft. That was the key. It wasn't 2027 draft. It was 2028 because you want to keep all of next year's because that draft's going to be insane. But listen, they need depth, and I wouldn't be shocked this weekend when the cuts are made here on August 30th, but they'll start trickling out. I think the Chiefs will be active looking at who's cut from other NFL teams, and I would not be thinking your position is solidified for the Chiefs if you're right there at the end of the roster cuts that you made the teams. I would maybe save the call to mama and daddy that you made an NFL team because I'm pretty sure the Chiefs might be kind of active this weekend.
As they should be. I mean, what happened that year when they had the Sunday 7 that came in and kind of flipped the roster in Andy Reid's first year. And so if you have the opportunity to go out and get better, you absolutely do that. I didn't even catch, Jay, that it was a 28 to 7th round draft pick. That makes that trade even better. They didn't give up anything for that guy.
Well, it's all conflicting reports last night on what it was. Of course, it's not, until it's officially official, it's 27 or 28. but really hoping it's 28. Now, they gave up a 27 sixth-round pick for Justin Fields, but they got that back in that Wanye Morris trade. So really, the pick they got back for Wanye for the 27 draft, the same one they had to give up for Justin Fields for 27. So that's the key, man. Keep accumulating 2027. Don't give those types up. But it's a depth move for the Chiefs, and I think they need it. I mean, they can't take a ton of injuries on this offensive line. It's so thin right now, and especially, if something happens to left tackle with Simmons, I fully expect that he'll be all right for the season. But then all of a sudden, you're moving Jalen Moore over, and then you're having to put trust in Khalil Benson on the right side. So if you get a swing guy like the trade last night, that could play guard, could play tackle on the left side. He was a backup tackle for the Giants, and then he played right tackle a little bit for him as well as guard. So as long as you can get depth, and Andy Reid loves moving pieces around, but man, it's pretty thin. And we talked about the wide receiver group. If you lose one of the starting wide receivers to injury, how thin the group gets. That's the same thing with the offensive line. And for them to facilitate this offense, and you think get back to what makes them strong, and that was keeping people up at night because this offense was so good. I saw there was a quote about Andy Reid from a defensive coordinator in NFC that he doesn't lose as much sleep playing the Chiefs anymore. He's a defensive coordinator over there. Of course, it was an anonymous one. But, well, you know what?
Coward.
Hopefully they can get back to that. Yeah, hopefully they can get back to that where Andy Reid keeps you, and Eric Bieniemy keeps you up at night wondering what the Kansas City Chiefs are going to do. But you can't facilitate your offense unless you have time to hit your playmakers. They can go on a long touchdown run or touchdown catch and get back to where the Chiefs were, because the Chiefs used to strike fear in teams, scoring 30 points a game, and Eric Bieniemy is no lower than sixth in scoring offense when he was there. But you can't get to that point if your quarterback has no time. He's running around. He's coming off an ACL. That's the other thing. Like, Mahomes is coming off that ACL, and you don't want to see him take a ton of pressure. You don't want to see, Kenneth Walker get the handoff, but there's a jailbreak right through the offensive line, and he's being tackled in the backfield. Like, that offensive line is the key to everything. Giving Mahomes time, the running game, this new shift to the running game the Chiefs are going to have, all that stuff is a moot point if they can't block.
Bigley, the situation in Cleveland, they decided to go with Deshaun Watson over Shedeur Sanders, but their first two games are on the road, and it's a wait-and-see sort of situation. You don't go with Deshaun Watson there if you're there, but obviously a business decision, and the fans have now created signs to post in downtown downtown Cleveland. They're booing him in the.
So it's bad.
Yeah. What is your reaction to that whole story?
Watson, yes!
Well, I mean, going off on the fans, and I know he, quote, apologized. It's the PR team getting there. But, man, it's tough. When you go off on your fan base, it's tough to make that switch. Unless they're trying to showcase him for another team, I don't know, man. The quarterback position is so fragile as far as getting those players to get behind you. And I don't know. I didn't like, the comments he made about the fans. I mean, you have to live with what you did, but not a fan of that. I probably would have gone with the Shedeur, to be quite honest with you, in that situation. But Deshaun Watson, all that money they spent on him, it's insane. And, I got to thinking when that move was made, and I know we joke all the time about Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes, but just imagine, because Deshaun Watson did come in for a visit that year they drafted Mahomes. Can you imagine all the things that would have changed the what-if game had they drafted Deshaun Watson instead of Mahomes? Yeah, the first couple of years would have been great, but then you got the issues. And not only that, but does Mahomes win a ring with another team at that point? Does Josh Allen finally have a Super Bowl ring if Patrick Mahomes isn't here with Andy Reid? Do the Chiefs have banners up there? No, probably not. They got the 4 now instead of just the Super Bowl 4 with Lynn Dawson. Think about if none of that's there. Think about how hard it would have been even for the Chiefs getting a new stadium deal if they didn't have those 4 Super Bowls. Think about all the parades Kansas City had. Think about the way Kansas City kind of shifted and all the gear people bought and getting together for, watching the Super Bowl, because you didn't have this. Well, we had one AFC title game in 30 or 50 years, and it was in Buffalo in 1994. Then you have 7 straight, and you had 6 at Arrowhead Stadium. Think if all those things are gone. Had they made that one pick of Deshaun Watson instead of Patrick Mahomes, I think about it. Would we have even gotten a World Cup? would we have gotten a lot of things that Kansas City gets without the spotlight of what the Kansas City Chiefs have brought to the world. That's turning that card for Patrick Mahomes or Deshaun Watson. It made that big a difference, I think, for our city, for the team, for everything. That's sticking with Patrick Mahomes in that draft. But I just always think about that what-if game when you think of Deshaun Watson, if he was a Chiefs problem. And that would have been bad, especially not having those Super Bowls up on that banner, because I don't think they would have been.
Yeah, probably not if he was here. And I don't know how many Patrick wins if he's elsewhere, but you're talking about all the butterfly effect, essentially. And somehow yesterday, I don't know how I got down this rabbit hole, but if you ever go to the airport, you drive on this road called Cookingham Drive, right? And I'm like, how I ended up on this guy yesterday, I don't know. But the guy it's named after some guy named L.P. Cookingham, who was the city manager for Kansas City back in the day. He came in after the Pendergast thing went, sideways, and he's responsible for the airport and a lot of the public works projects that we have in Kansas City. And really, he was the guy who designed the interstate system in Kansas City, which is why it's one of the best in the country, the interstate system that we have here in Kansas City. And this guy designed all of that. And I'm thinking in the same level of Patrick Mahomes, like Mahomes is having an impact on this city that basically only like elected officials really have, where they can bring events to town. And, he's having an effect on the city like Kathy Nelson can have on this town, where you're drastically changing. Because, Jay, I don't disagree with anything you say. We're where we are right now because they did draft Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, it's insane to think about. How many legacies would have been changed in the NFL had Patrick Mahomes not ended up in Kansas City and had been Deshaun Watson? Because the Chiefs would have still been going out looking for that quarterback, looking for that answer for this offense. And again, with the World Cup, because the spotlight was on Kansas City and they proved they can host events and all the Super Bowl parades, would Josh Allen be looked on in different light that he's got, 1 or 2 Super Bowl rings at this point? Does Joe Burrow get the more Super Bowls? Of course, he was always hurt. Does Lamar Jackson, have a Super Bowl ring at this point? But how many legacies were changed? The fact that Mahomes is in Kansas City, and had he gone elsewhere, what would have happened? That's what I think about when I kept seeing all this, Deshaun Watson news. I was like, man, just imagine if that was Kansas City, and he was saying that about Kansas City fans. And I know he got traded, and hopefully the Chiefs would have been able to make a trade and get 3 first-round picks for Deshaun Watson like Houston did. But, man, that decision, probably the biggest decision in sports history, to turn in Patrick Mahomes on that draft card instead of Deshaun Watson.
Binkley, before we let you go, who's winning the Tour Championship at Eastlake?
Man, I still got to go Scotty, man. I know it was a little bit rougher in St. Louis for him at the BMW, but the way at the FedEx that he just dominated. But do you like the fact that the points reset to 0, Dusty, or do you think they should have kept some of those points going in like they used to do?
No, I'm a big fan starting at 0. Give Scotty Scheffler a 10 under lead to go into the tournament. It's over.
Well, Wyndham Clark, man, you can't count that guy out either in the way that he's playing. But I think Scotty gets it done. So I'm going to say Scotty gets his second FedEx.
Okay. Well, Binkley, we'll talk to you next Wednesday, and stay locked in because football's right around the corner, buddy.
We got week 0 this week, friends.
You got a game on tap you're watching?
Yeah, Mizzou.
I want to see that UNC TCU over in Ireland.
Yeah.
I think that's the one.
Did somebody's dad fight somebody in Ireland for UNC?
I think Belichick fights somebody.
And I would see that game and see what Gary Patterson could do at USC later on that day. And then September 12th, the big day, to Ohio State and Texas. Come on, man.
Yeah, you getting Cool Ranch Doritos for the watch party?
Of course, that comes every watch party. It's Cool Ranch for Oktoberfest, man.
Yes, sir. All right, Binkley, take care.
Maloney's
Enjoy the rest.
Bringing pizza rolls, by the way.
Okay, Maloney's bringing pizza rolls. Well, Bink, we'll talk to you next Wednesday.
All right, guys.
There you go, Maloney. You know what you're bringing. I don't know if you signed up for that. We come back. Random college football question plus an interesting baseball take. Royals won 9 in a row. They go for 10 in a row tonight here on 96.5 The Fan. Your home for the Kansas City Royals.
Good morning, Kansas City. It's Peter Woods, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football on 96.5 The Fan.
Oh, man, sometimes you just laugh and laugh and laugh, right? My friends over at Smokehouse Barbecue make me smile every single time because the food is so good. And we're getting into that time of year where you're starting to think about tailgates. You're starting to think about those watch parties. You're starting to think about football. And when you think about football and tailgate, you think about Smokehouse Barbecue. You think about delicious burnt ends. You think about baby back ribs. You think about those Cajun buttered chicken wings with the side of ranch dressing that makes those wings the best that they've ever had in the world. Everybody loves the wings at Smokehouse Barbecue. And I know a lot of people love to work the grill, right? We all do. Don't forget to let Smokehouse Barbecue do all of your side dishes. Their hickory pit beans are the best beans in America today. They cook under the brisket for the final few hours to give them a taste that nobody else can match. My kids love the mac and cheese. And, of course, you can get great sandwiches at Smokehouse Barbecue as well when you dine in. They have some great stuff. The pulled chicken with the coleslaw on top is fantastic. So visit them at one of their 3 locations, Independence, Gladstone, and Zona Rosa, or you can check them out at SmokehouseBBQ.com. That's SmokehouseBBQ.com. For over 35 years, locally owned and family operated, it's Smokehouse Barbecue.
Men, summertime is here, and that means vacations, summer barbecues, outdoor parties, camping, beaches, and so much more. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're like many men, you may not be feeling like yourself this summer. Perhaps your energy is low and you aren't sleeping well. Maybe your workouts aren't as good as they used to be, and if what I'm describing is you, it's likely you're suffering with low testosterone. But low T doesn't have to affect you anymore. Just call Heartland Men's Health, get treated, and see how it changes your life. If you're like most men, you'll feel so much better. Deeper sleep, improved vitality and clarity, greater strength and energy, and an enhanced sex drive as well. So call us. Just $99 gets you a PSA and T test and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices, Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
And Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons. And lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen. And oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live. And you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Are you an adult with uncontrolled moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms and still packing a backup bag of clothes? Just in case? Skyrizi Risankizumab Riza can help you take control of your Crohn's. Feel significant symptom relief, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help people achieve remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Individual results may vary. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's. Ready to take control of your Crohn's? Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
Control is everything to me.
Learn more at skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI.
For over 36 years, Metal by the Foot has been your source for steel, aluminum, brass, and stainless. Located in Casey and Topeka. Online at metalbythefoot.com. When you need a piece of metal, remember, metal doesn't have to cost an arm or a leg, just the foot.
Royals coverage brought to you by Metal by the Foot, your metal project superstore.
Brought to you by Duke's Real Mayo.
This is the Duke's country song. It's a song about award-winning chefs, yes, chef, and why they choose Duke's Mayo. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit swlinjurylaw.com.
Northland 35 southbound, very heavy. Hit delays past Cookingham, mostly crawling down to 435 with an accident, only the left lane getting by. Kansas side, heading out of DeSoto, K10 eastbound, heavy past Kill Creek Road with an accident. Good mile and a half of delay there. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Listen to the Chiefs and Seahawks this Friday with pregame starting at 6 and kickoff at 7. All right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan, KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station. This is Fescoe and Dusty.
I got Mahomes' balls in my hands.
On your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Oh, yeah, football.
From potholes to pop-ups, we got it covered.
Hey!
Here's Bob Fescoe.
Take a bite out of my ass.
And Dusty Likens.
Big nuts. Rolling along on a hump day. Happy Wednesday to all of you. Kansas City, Green Bay, wherever you're listening, in your car, at your house, in your office. Welcome back to school to all those bus drivers. Hopefully you keep it on here. Somebody said earlier on the text line that they were in the drop-off lane with their car. And the Jay Binkley song came on, and he knew school was back because his kid was in the backseat singing every word.
Ah, I love it. What grade?
Just his proud dad moment, sitting in the school drop-off line, and my son started singing Jay's song.
Yeah. It's the best song on the station, and it's not even close.
But I'm glad that you brought up a song, because I'm sure there's a lot of people that have a favorite song by certain artists. And
I'm loving it. Well, hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
it is a Wednesday, so we do the Fescoe and Dusty poll question, and the one that is today pays respects to Dolly Parton. And the poll question today is, which Dolly Parton song is your favorite? 9 to 5 or Jolene? 53 votes are in. 50.9% say
Close.
Jolene. So obviously, we will get comments in there all the time throughout the day that'll be like, well, I Will Always Love You is my favorite. It's 9 to 5 or Jolene.
Right.
So, I mean,
those are the options.
I've got chicken or steak. I like fish. Again, we have chicken or steak today.
I'll take some of the yellow, and don't get cheap on me.
Cheap on me.
I'll take some of the chicken, and don't throw 3 pieces back.
Oh, my God. You'll love this story, Dusty. So 2 days ago, I make the fried rice on the Blackstone, right?
I was just thinking about doing that today.
Fantastic. I used jasmine this time. That's the way to go.
Jasmine rice?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I got a big old bag of that on top of the freezer.
Very good to go. Went to Hy-Vee, got the jasmine rice, made the whole stuff. Yeah, I mean, fried rice, good dish, right?
Mm-hmm.
I used some fresh corn because they had some corn on sale. I used some of their shortcut vegetables, with the peppers and onions, so I didn't have to cut it. I'm like, I'm just going to make it easy for myself today, right? So I make this fried rice, and then I make, chicken and broccoli as well, okay, on the Blackstone. Pretty good meal, right? That sounds pretty good to you.
Japanese steakhouse sauce?
Absolutely. I have the yum yum sauce there. I've got 3 different of those Japanese barbecue sauces that we found. Got the soy sauce, all that kind of stuff,
you have
right?
more sauce than the Cheesehead lineman.
I mean, I do. No question about it. Way too many sauces.
This is like 8th or 9th on the depth chart. It's soy sauce.
Soy sauce is. The low sodium
water.
soy is 9th on the depth chart. And so I prepare all this stuff. I guess it was Monday because yesterday was Tuesday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so yesterday I get it all out. We're going to have dinner again. You're going to have the rice. Everybody loves the fried rice. The chicken and broccoli I made on Monday, saved it for Tuesday, so it's a good meal. All of a sudden, ding, 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 knock on the door, DoorDash.
Oh, no. Really? What was the DoorDash? Taco Bell?
Oh, no.
Panda Express?
You better believe it.
I knew it.
Fried rice and chicken and broccoli. She DoorDashed the same GD thing that I made for dinner.
Challenge accepted.
Awesome.
I mean, like, I couldn't.
Was it the oldest or the youngest?
Youngest, because my oldest was playing tennis yesterday, getting back into the tennis side of things. And my youngest called her and said, hey, you want to go to Panda Express with me? And my oldest says, I've got Panda Express at home. It's left over from the other day. I'm just going to eat that. So in my youngest daughter's infinite wisdom, then she decided, well, I'm going to DoorDash Panda Express, and the exact same stuff showed up that I had prepared on the Blackstone.
They didn't want Papa Express?
I go, what are you doing? Let's do the say it out loud test. What are we doing here? You literally ordered the same GD thing that I made outside. You complain you have no money. Meanwhile, you can work whenever you want. You choose not to. And then you sit here and order the same thing that I just prepared. You paid more for that than I paid for the 2 meals that I just made out there. I don't know. Okay.
Yours just doesn't slap, bruh.
Yeah. That's what it was. I mean, it's like, what are you doing?
Things that make you go
I
cringe.
mean, it's just like, those are the things. And you wonder why I don't worry about NFL injuries. I've got people in my house that are door dashing the same damn thing that I just made. I mean, you couldn't have done it any better. You couldn't have done it any better.
At least get the chow mein.
I mean, my God. Oh, there was a side of that.
Or maybe like I could see, so I wouldn't hate her if she like DoorDash like egg rolls and crab rangoon.
No problem.
That
on
would have been like,
perfect.
hey,
yes,
sweet.
tie the meal
Yeah,
together.
right.
I got you on that,
But
Dusty.
to get the exact same
same thing.
That's a slap to the stone, man.
Did you not know we were having this at home?
Man, that's tough.
$40 or whatever it costs for that.
That is a tough Tuesday.
That's an awful Tuesday.
Did you consider Brett for Miller?
Did Will Chamberlain or Danny Manning, have they reached out to Wiggins?
You think I'm a goddamn fool? And also just wanted to double check that Dan Kilgore is going to practice today. I'm sick and tired of all this bullshit. Coach, we appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us.
We talked about the guy who said he was in the car drop-off lane with his son, singing the Jay Binkley song.
Yeah.
Thanks, Coach, from the 913. Nobody's in the car line at 645.
Yes, they are, actually. Yeah, no, they are. I mean, different schools start at different times all over the place. So, yeah. How many kids you have that are dropping off? You don't know there's latchkey. You drop them off before school. There's a lot of stuff that goes on early. My kids go to school well before 7 o'clock every morning.
No, nobody's in the car drop-off lane at 645, bruh. That'd be like dropping your eldest daughter off at school, and then your youngest daughter, who goes to the same school, gets an Uber.
That's exactly what it is. I got an Why? I don't know. Like, and they say you're developed at 18. Like, we count 18-year-olds as adults. They're not.
No.
They're not. Mine are only 3 and 2 years away from being 18. These people are not mentally developed.
Hey, kids, I made chocolate chip cookies today. I DoorDash crumble.
Yeah. Okay, man, made some pizza today. Got pizza. It's on the way. What?
Yours just doesn't hit, bruh.
Yeah. Crumble. Crumble's fine. You can DoorDash Crumble all day. Crumble has drinks now. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah.
They also have ice cream. Dangerous
ice cream.
Dangerous ice cream.
My friend runs the Crumbles here in Kansas City. Shout out Trevor. And
that's how they got to Banza.
Yeah, that's exactly how they got to Banza. Yeah. Trevor's also opening a place here in Kansas City, like 84th and State Line. It's going to be a cold plunge place. And I got an opportunity to go do the cold plunge. You should do it, Dusty. You should do the cold plunge. It will be a life changer for you. Have you ever done cryotherapy or done anything
but I've done
like that?
Normally when it's like really hot and I mow, the shower's ice cold.
Ice cold, but this is a 3-minute, 50-degree cold plunge, and then you get into the hot tub and you warm up and you can go back into the cold. It changes your body. It feels really good.
Well,
it shocks
you. It shocks you right away, your pores open up, so you get all the poison out, and then it's that's what they say.
Yeah, no, it is. You can feel the shock on your body when you go into these things, and so it's awesome. But yeah, so Crumble has drinks now. I didn't know they had the ice cream. That's insane.
Oh, it's nuts, dude. I'm telling you, it's not the banana pudding in New York that we had. That's the best dessert I've ever had in my life. But being a big New York guy. By the way, we'll get back on track because who's got more pressure in college football this year, a head coach or a quarterback? We'll discuss here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends are going to have some fun for you this weekend when it comes to Fanatics, right? That's what you want to do. You want to have fun when it comes to the apps, and here's at Fanatics what you can do, because with football finally back, there's new matchups and a whole lot of game days to make your picks. Game days already give you plenty to bet on. Fanatics sportsbooks give you even more to play for with profit boosts all season long. And every time you bet with Fanatics, you earn fan cash, win or lose. And that's really cool because you can stack it up and spend it on more bets, tickets, trading cards, merch, exclusive Fanatic experiences, you name it, it's there for you. Fan cash is the true currency of sport. Put it towards next week's game or that jersey that you've been eyeing. Plus, new customers right now are going to get up to $1,000 bets matched in fan cash across your first 10 days. So, football is back. Bet it all season long and make the switch to Fanatics Sportsbook. That's Fanatics Sportsbook. It's the only sportsbook to reward every single bet. Fanatics Sportsbook. Winning hits different here. Must be 21 and older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
The summer heat can wear anybody out. But if you've been feeling drained, even in the AC, it may not just be the heat. 1 in 4 men from age 35 to 50 has low testosterone or low energy levels, sex drive, motivation, mood, and more. Low T drains your energy and motivation, so you don't have energy for the things that you love and might even stop recognizing yourself anymore. So get the answers you need this summer for free. At Low T Center, you can book a free testosterone test and get a consultation from licensed providers who specialize in testosterone replacement therapy. You can explore a range of peptides and even get a jump on that summer body with GLP-1s and medical weight loss protocols. Low T Center has been the #1 name in TRT since 2009 for a reason. So why continue to wait when you don't feel like yourself? Don't spend another day wondering. Visit FixMyLowT.com to schedule your free testosterone test today. That's FixMyLowT.com.
That'll be $84.52.
Perfect. Grab the bags, honey.
Mom, why do you always check your phone before we pay?
I'm just claiming my cash back on the Upside app. Since we're getting the groceries here and we filled up the car on the way, I've already earned enough this morning to pay for that pizza night we're having Friday.
Wait, so the app pays for pizza?
Not exactly, but the cash I earn on stuff we need helps us pay for the stuff we want. It's just a little win for our family every week.
Get more out of your everyday. Upside is the free app that gets you cash back on routine purchases like gas, groceries, and dining out at more than 100,000 locations nationwide. No points, no rebates, just cash back straight to your wallet. Download the free Upside app and use promo code WINNER to get a $5 bonus on your first purchase. That's promo code WINNER to get a $5 bonus. Remember, use promo code WINNER.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
Truck started slow. Battery might be toast.
Slow starts are the first sign of heat damage to your battery. We'll test it, no charge.
Thanks. And if it is dead?
We'll set you up with a new, fully warranted battery, some up to 5 years, and we'll recycle the old one.
Thanks for the rundown. Lead the way.
Get free battery testing, charging, and recycling at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Hi, thanks for calling Uline.
Wait, did the phone even ring?
Nope.
Okay, so you answered before the ring. But now you're going to put me on hold, right?
We don't do that here. We're real people answering the phone, ready to help with your order when you are.
Uline has thousands of quality products for your business and warehouse needs, always in stock, ready to ship same day, and backed by Uline's legendary 24/7 customer service. Uline, we warehouse for you.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, Kansas City, it's Jaden Hicks, and the best man player on the team is me, of course.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Northland 35 southbound, very heavy with an accident before 435. Only the left lane getting by. Long delays back from before 152. Now an accident reporting in the backup right before 152 may add to delays. Blue Parkway westbound heavy approaching Noland for a mile plus. Kansas side heading out of DeSoto. K10 eastbound very heavy past Kill Creek Road. A mile and a half of very slow traffic to get to an accident. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan traffic.
In moderation is the way to go, they say. We just tend to fail at it every single opportunity we get.
Yeah, big
You can
time,
have one
yeah.
hot dog off the grill, you're eating two.
Yeah, well, how many hot dogs do you eat at a barbecue or something like that?
Normally one, but normally the other option that's really tough for me, and I don't know if it's tough for you guys, is do I go burger next or do I go like hot link or brat or Italian sausage?
It's a tough spot
I
to
hate
be
being in that
yeah.
situation. By the way, if you see all the flags at half staff, it is because the president has ordered that all flags be raised at half staff due to Dolly Parton's
Good.
passing.
That should be one of the greatest Americans of all time.
Somebody that really unites. And then this is really cool from Dollywood, as they will be open the day after she passes.
Yeah, they closed yesterday, I guess. Yeah, that was really cool by them.
I got to think that's going to be a very popular attraction today.
I would think so, man.
I
went to Dollywood as a kid.
I've been there.
Yeah. Cool place.
Yep. And I would assume that her music will probably be the top streamed music in Apple and Spotify, if it's not already.
Oh, yeah.
But we lose a legend in the world. You mentioned it earlier. Bob Ross, Mr. Rogers, Steve Irwin, Dolly Parton.
Yeah, those are your four right there. That's
For me, that's probably the top.
Our lifetime.
Yeah.
I asked the AI. I said, who are the greatest people in my lifetime? Right?
Come on, you can use your brain for that.
No, I can't. It doesn't. It opens your mind up a little because I never would have had Steve Irwin on that list. That wouldn't have been one of my guys. And then so they put Steve Irwin. Then I start doing research on Steve Irwin. You see how generous that guy was and the difference in everything that he made. I mean, so it does. It opens your mind. It expands you a little bit. And so yeah, Dolly Parton. You've got Steve Irwin obviously making that list that we talked about. Mr. Rogers, one of the greatest human beings of all time, makes that list. And, of course, Bob Ross as well. And you forget what an unbelievable human being he was. And I saw a tweet from Carrington. He goes, I enjoyed learning about Dolly Parton today and how great she was. It was like, a lot of us had that kind of, moment yesterday because not everybody follows everybody and knows everything that's going on. And I'm sure when Dolly Parton died, for a lot of people, including me, you start doing research, you find out what she was all about, who she helped, and you find out all of these things that she did, from getting kids books to paying kids $500 to graduate high school and taking the dropout rate from a 36% dropout rate to a 5% dropout rate overnight because she paid kids a couple of bucks to stay in school. And I mean, just incredible stuff that she has done over the course of her life. There's nobody better. And, after her husband of 60 years passed, they said she grieved for him a long time. And ultimately, she probably ended up dying a little bit of a broken heart, which I told Jen, I hope that happens to you.
Interesting way to put that. No Betty White on that list is crazy. Well, that's your list.
She was on the outside looking in. She was like sixth on that list that people had. You can only put four. If you want to put Betty White on there, that's fine. Betty White would be great on that list.
Yeah.
But there's not many.
But we did have this question because every sport every year seems to find certain individuals and throw the pressure tag on them, right? Like, I don't know who has the most pressure in the NFL this year. Maybe the Rams, just because of what they did in the offseason with that talented roster being added to with McDuffie and Watson and Myles Garrett, and they still have that offense that was very good last year as well. So maybe the Rams as a team have pressure, and sometimes there's players that have pressure. I would say that Deshaun Watson has a ton. I would say that you could look at maybe Lamar Jackson as one of those guys that has a lot of pressure this year, and hell, you could even say
Andy.
that anybody. Yeah, but when it comes to college football, quarterback coach, you've got Lane Kiffin, who now can no longer have these NFL dropouts. And because the SEC joins the Big Ten, the Big 12 should be joining them as well today. And then just get together, everybody, and just make it.
Why is this a league-by-league thing again?
Why is marijuana state by state?
Exactly.
And then the next state next to it, the bordering state.
Right.
Well, I guess they did make a lot of money off this. That makes sense. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah, Kansas. How much money you're losing to every state around you right now?
And I think the two names that come up are Lane Kiffin and Arch Manning.
Yeah.
Right? Like, Arch, are you going to be the first overall quarterback taken? There are guys that follow college football through and through, and one of those guys is Drew Nixon, and he told Mac and I yesterday, he goes, I don't think Arch is going to be the first pick in the draft. I think he might be anywhere from what do you say, Mac, third to fifth pick of the draft, possibly?
He's got more on than we'll I don't want to give his full take, because he's got a lot on Arch.
Well, it depends on who's picking first and second and what their needs are. Like, if the Raiders end up picking first, they're not taking Arch Manning. They've got their guy, right?
His take is more than that about Arch Manning, but I want to save that for him on Friday.
That's a loose tease for Drew, who's going to join us Friday at, 9:20? So we'll have Drew on there. But I think there's more pressure on Lane Kiffin than there is Arch Manning.
Yeah.
And I know it's a coach versus a player. Texas is going to be fine. And I thought we saw a lot of progression from Arch Manning throughout the season. I think that a lot of people judged that first game against Ohio State.
Yep.
I believe that was in the Big House, or the Horseshoe, I should say. And that was his first game as a starter. And as the season progressed, Arch got better. He knew kind of when to situationally use his legs, finally started to kind of trust his arm and his reads, and the stats got better throughout the season. Also, Ohio State, I mean, do we not remember that defense?
Yeah,
Do we remember the draft that just happened in the NFL? So there was a lot of superstars. No excuses. There is pressure on Arch Manning, right? The name itself.
The name is alone,
The university itself.
Then coupled with that.
The league that he's in the SEC. What has Texas even done in the SEC since they've jumped? And, you also, since you're the quarterback, Sark, man, he's your coach, and there's a little bit of pressure on Sark as well. And I think that they trust him and they give him the money in the contract for that. But man, Lane Kiffin, you're an LSU, buddy. You left Ole Miss, and it was very, very ugly, right? Like you were going to lock your door, like Whitlock did in these studios, and we're going to leave. And I want to coach the team. It's like, no, that's not how this works.
One of the most incredible moments in radio history.
You chose to go to a different school, same conference. And yet you still want to say you want to finish out the season for your kids. No, dude. No. You left, you're gone, and now you're at LSU, which is a very, very, very proud university of football. You've got to win, and boy, you got to win now, and you've got to continue to do it in the SEC, which I still believe is the most dominant conference in college football.
Can we get back to Whitlock locking himself in the studio and doing incredible radio?
Not.
I mean, it was just so good. I'll never forget getting the phone call saying, you better turn your radio on. And I'm like, I'll just be honest with you. I was taking a dump at the time, and I'm like, okay. So I had one of these old radios in the bathroom. I turned it on. I'm like, oh, I didn't move off the toilet. It's probably why I have hemorrhoids these days. It was incredible. This gentleman is melting down and locked himself in the studio. But otherwise, neither here nor there. Lane Kiffin is a kind of a douche, right? I think that's the way everybody kind of feels about it. I mean, has he left a situation where people were like, hey, man, we really appreciated you being here, and we really enjoyed everything that you've done for our university / team. Everywhere he's left, it's been in a blaze. The Al Davis overhead projector thing was just the beginning of who Lane Kiffin really is as a person, and he's all in it for himself. That's neither here nor there. I was thinking about Lane Kiffin yesterday because I was reading a lot, obviously, about what's going on with these NFL players going back to college, which, by the way, I'm just going to say this. Like, if you're an NFL player going back to college, you're a loser, bro. Like, I hate to be that way, and I hate to be that front and center. You're an effing loser if you're going back to college after playing professional sports. So they look, unless it's a different sport, the same sport I'm talking about. So you've got a situation where Lane Kiffin is trying to bring kids back from the NFL. Everybody's like, we're not doing this. You've got Arch Manning, who's got the pressure of Texas on him. But I think it's Lane Kiffin, because Lane Kiffin is the ultimate job jumper. Has he won a national championship anywhere?
Not as a head coach.
Not as a head coach. Has he won a Super Bowl anywhere?
No.
Not as a head coach, right? So this guy, he may be, as you mentioned, Dire Straits being underrated. Lane Kiffin may be one of the great overrated coaches of all time that has the ability to jump jobs before it all catches up to him. So I think there's a lot of pressure on Lane Kiffin.
That's exactly why there's not as much pressure on him, because he's immune. He has proven for the last decade that he's immune. Coaches in all of sports right now, to some degree, in college sports especially, are mainly immune once you do a few things right. And he's made the playoffs on multiple teams. He's known as one of the best offensive minds in college football. You put any short list together, he's not going to be later than 7 on that list. He probably won't be earlier than 3 or 2, but he's going to be in that top 7 of college football coaches. Plus, he's a coach. He's got more time. This is Arch's year.
Yeah.
This is Texas's year. We've been talking about Arch Manning for the past 5 seasons. When he was in the 8th grade, we've been talking about Arch Manning. He is the second coming of Vince Young over there in Texas. There's way more pressure, in my opinion, on Arch Manning. This is the one moment that he has. Lane Kiffin, if he fails, so what?
Somebody will hire him and give him another job.
It does not matter. He'll be back at LSU the next season, and he'll be going to yoga classes with 20-year-old women at another university.
Did he do that at Tennessee?
Did it at Ole Miss.
Did he do it at Ole Miss, too?
So it does not matter.
My daughter asked me if Ole Miss would be a good party school to go to. Like, let's sit down.
You kidding me? Good. Great.
Go DoorDash an encyclopedia.
She can talk to my wife about that for a minute. Yeah.
I mean, she's like, I think Ole Miss, look at these sorority houses, Dad. And I'm like, you're a sophomore in high school. Why are we worried about this stuff at this moment in time? But that's where their mindset is, which is good, you know? And that's the battle that you fight, because college as an education, probably not worth it. But as a social situation, it's definitely worth the money.
Now there's a ton of pressure on this man, but this was Drew Brees talking about the best is yet to come for your quarterback in Kansas City.
So I tore my ACL in high school, December of my junior year, and then, came back for obviously my senior year. I remember that rehab process. That was an intense rehab process, but I felt like I became so much stronger, both physically and mentally, as a result of going through that. That was 30 years ago, at a time when, that surgery was much different. It was a little bit, I had seen some friends have that same surgery and then maybe not quite come back the same, and so there was definitely that concern or that doubt. I think there's no doubt that, physiologically, Patrick Mahomes is fine. There's certainly that mental hurdle to get over, just to say, hey, I can step into that, right? I can take that hit, I can, just get past that psychological barrier of being able to turn it loose and not think about it at all. Obviously, his game is, involves him being very athletic, him moving around a lot, making a ton of plays on the run, throwing the ball, being funny body positions, taking hits down the field. But I'm confident that the best of Patrick Mahomes is still ahead of us.
That's incredible right there. The best of Patrick Mahomes is still ahead of us based on what he's already done. That would be outstanding. Let's say he just doubles what he did, gives him 6 Super Bowls, right? You'd be good with that. I know it would put him one behind Tom Brady. So what at that point in time? This guy wins 6 Super Bowls and has another 10 years like the first 10 years. That would be outstanding. Just if he just duplicates what he does. But Brees thinks the best is still yet to come with Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I think the best that's yet to come for Mahomes is kind of what we saw. I mean, I know Brady wasn't really mobile, but Brady expanded his game. And I think to me, it would look like he's a master of the level of the game. He's mastered it. Everything looks slower. We saw that with Brees and Brady. The older they got and the better they got, that nothing they had seen surprised them, and that they just methodically just went out there and they operate on the same engine at the same time at the same speed, and it's just so slow to them that it almost looks boring. And if Pat gets to that point, then you're effed, man, in the league. So I don't know where you're at, Mac, with what it would look like if he got better from where he's at. I think that you would just maybe not see all the Superman plays. You would just see the immune plays. It wouldn't affect him.
Yeah, you got to be Clark Kent before you're Superman, and
Correct.
sometimes he tends to forget that because he can just put the cape on, and I don't think he'll have to anymore. He's going to master the game and be way better. Tom Brady, 10,000 more passing yards, 1,000 more completions, 50 more touchdowns.
You're talking about the second half of his career.
20 less interceptions in the second half of his career and 13 more games, but still you've got 10,000 more passing yards and 13 more games.
You said 13 more games and had less interceptions.
Yes, had
20 less.
Had 18 to be exact.
18 less interceptions in 13 more.
13 more games, 10,000 more passing yards.
Slow down, man.
1,000 more completions. Yeah, 1,400 more attempts.
Dusty, the game didn't slow down. It stopped for that dude.
Yeah,
legitimately
it'll do the same for
down.
Mahomes.
Oh, my God.
And you look at Brees' numbers, too, all those percentage completions when he got in the 70s. That was all later on, Drew. That was when he was in his late 30s.
And that's with that first half of Tom Brady having a 50 touchdown and 5,000 year.
Yeah.
With the 07 Patriots. That's in that first half. In the second half.
Yeah, that's right. That 07 was the first half of Tom Brady's
still
career.
Usurps that far and away.
Yeah, so but basically what it's going to come down to is constantly just keeping the weapons around Patrick Mahomes young, like, other teams have done over the past, and that's what they're trying to do.
One word.
First name is blank, and he goes on a cruise. He goes on a Caribbean cruise.
Katie Holmes.
No. Ah!
Are you listening?
What's your least favorite thing about working with yourself?
Body odor.
You get one word.
On the count of 3, name your favorite dinosaur. 1, 2, 3. Velociraptor.
This is one word on Fescoe and Dusty.
1, 2, 3.
Oatmeal raisin.
That's right. It's one word on a Wednesday. Brought to you by Maloney's, the Sand Trap, and the Landing. 3 great local spots with delicious food, including those pizza rolls that he's supposed to bring to a party, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere to watch your favorite sports teams and to go watch the Royals win their 10th in a row tonight in Toronto. They also have outdoor patio seating to enjoy those wonderful summer evenings. And today at Maloney's, it's the bacon, chicken, ranch, pasta salad, penne pasta salad mix with ranch, grilled chicken, bacon, cheddar cheese, and green onions. It's all $11. It's available every day until the end of the month. And any drink special that they offer at Maloney's during the week is available all day today for that great deal. Mac Morey.
We're talking Mahomes. We're talking Tom Brady, and Mahomes coming back from that ACL. This was him talking about coming back.
Hasn't been yet. I've obviously haven't played in the game and been able to get hit, but having people around me and competing and doing stuff like that, it's almost like I do everything I naturally do, and then after, it's kind of like the coaches come to me like, hey, let's calm down a little bit. It's just like being a competitor, I want to go out there and win. I want to go out there and give everything I have for the team, and so I haven't had any hesitancy kind of throughout the plays. It's kind of the coaches talking to me after and telling me we're just practicing. It's not a real live game, and so other than that, we've been good.
Smart. Got to dial it back a little bit. Hold them back a little bit. Let them think that, there's other things you got to work on. It's like dad talking to your kids. But I love the fact that that's the mindset of where Patrick Mahomes is right now. Again, we continue to give you the evidence that Patrick Mahomes is going to be just fine. I don't think anybody out there anymore is doubting Patrick Mahomes, are they?
Oh, yeah. Forever and ever and ever, man. Amen. Randy Travis. One word. Tough. It's tough to do that, man. Like he's probably like freaking out, wanting to go play. You think you're ready for football? I can only imagine how much 15's ready for football.
Exactly.
I'm ready too.
Yeah, like, I don't know who's ready more, Bink, Mac, or Pat.
Ty.
There's juice all over the place.
I mean, Binkley announcing that Maloney's bringing pizza rolls randomly in that segment is
I was pumped on that.
It's radio gold.
Bring
right
some
there.
mushrooms too, please.
Yes.
Josh Izudu, that was the guy the Chiefs traded for last night, a 2028 7th-round pick for guard/tackle from the New York Giants, Josh Izudu.
Depth.
One word.
Yep. Depth. That's all that is. It's a depth move. Become the 9th or 10th guy, can play multiple positions, gives you some depth along that offensive line. Maybe a change of scenery with him. Former offensive lineman in the league, Justin Pugh, who played with this guy, said he's got unbelievable footwork. Based on that, he should have been a first-round pick, which is crazy to hear. But, hey, we'll see. He's had an injury history. This is one of those things. You picked up a middle reliever type stuff, and we'll see what happens.
Reassurance, I guess, is kind of the same thing that Bob just said, but we've seen the preseason so far, and the one thing that has a lot of our attention and a lot of our opinions is that offensive line because of who we just mentioned, Patrick Mahomes, and coming off the ACL injury.
How about this one word on the Kansas City Royals extending their win streak to 9 games yesterday. 5-2 win over the Blue Jays, 5-3.
Exciting. 9 in a row? That's hard to do at any level. I mean, that is impossible to do in Little League. That's impossible to do in Major League Baseball. So, yeah, they're playing some good ball right now, and you'd like to see it continue, but you also go, where was this in April and May when it mattered? Do we not have guys that can handle pressure? Do we need to maybe look deeper into the makeup of guys? Can they handle April?
A lot of people would say typical.
Yeah, that's a good word.
A lot of people would say year after year, but I would say it's 2 words, appointment television. They're fun right now, man. They are fun. Did you see how last night's game ended?
I did see that.
Assist from the outfield as Toronto went to go for a double. Boom. Michael Massey leaves. We'll talk to manager Matt Cotrero later today as Michael Massey left the game last night, hitting his head on that turf-ish or whatever you want to call it. Tyler Tolbert comes in, makes 2 great plays in the 9th inning, and then is part of the assist of the tag. They're fun, man, and you're waiting for football to start. Again, they're 8 games out of the wild card. We're hopeless romantics right now, but at least it's fun to watch this. And they're doing it without Jack Caglione, who should be back in the lineup today.
Staying in Major League Baseball, the Dodgers have announced a multi-year partnership with Calci, naming the world's next generational trading exchange the official and exclusive prediction market partner of the Dodgers. They'll rename their Gold Glove bar to the Calci 435 Club, referring to how far a home run ball would have to travel if they landed at the front door of the club.
Ironic. Yeah. I mean, that's all I got on that one.
My one word is Mac. What is your one word on Calci that you've always been anti of?
They shouldn't be involved in sports.
Correct.
Cheaters, traitors, worse than the Astros. That is what the Dodgers are. They are worse than the Houston Astros, and they should be treated as such. We got so mad about trash cans. The LA Dodgers are worse cheaters than the Houston Astros. That's more than one word.
There were trash cans. There was also stimulators on the chest.
What's his name? Altuve didn't want it.
Don't take my shirt off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
now,
fine.
I don't know how this is.
How
how so? Explain that to me. Tell me your line of thinking there, because I'm
What do you mean?
lost. Like, why is signing a deal with Kalshi worse than
No,
cheating?
this is it's two separate things. And one, well, we will find out more about that. Anyone involved with Kalshi in sports should be completely investigated. Giannis Antetokounmpo, you're number one on my list. You saw the Miami Heat. Remember that YouTube little thing with LeBron James and that little announcement? Boom, Kalshi stock goes way up. Like, all this stuff is connected. Who has a partnership with Kalshi? The Miami Heat. Mm-hmm. All this stuff is very, very connected, and it should be.
Oh, sure it is.
But with the LA Dodgers, they're maneuvering cap, and they're using loopholes, and they're taking people's insurance money to buy players that they can't afford.
Oh, yeah,
they're
that's
cheating.
no
They're
question.
cheating.
Yeah,
that is worse than the Houston Astros.
Oh, that stuff. Yeah,
yes.
I thought you meant the Kalshi deal. No. Oh, yeah, the Dodgers are scum,
and it should be treated as such.
Absolutely. No, I see what you're saying from that standpoint. Yeah, absolutely. I thought you meant the Kalshi thing.
No. You're good.
But they're signing the deal with Kalshi because they need money to pay. Like, it's a Ponzi scheme going on out there in L.A., guys. This Mark Walter. This smells and reminds me a lot of what we lived through with Bernie Madoff and Enron back in the day. A Ponzi scheme. Once people want their money and you can't pay them, bad things start to happen.
And that is one word.
Yeah, it nuts, man. Yeah, you're right. That Dodger thing is crazy. It's going to be worse than the Enron situation and Bernie Madoff and all of that. And I wonder how it's really going to impact what they're going to do in Major League Baseball from a work stoppage situation, because the rest of the owners in Major League Baseball now have to be looking at the Dodger owner going, we don't like you.
That is one word, brought to you by Maloney's, Sand Trap, and The Landing. 3 great local spots that have delicious food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere to watch your favorite sports teams. They all 3 have outdoor patio seating to enjoy the lovely summer evenings. And stay at Maloney's on a Wednesday. Their featured food item today is the Bacon Chicken Ranch Pasta Salad, Penne Pasta Salad, mixed with ranch, grilled chicken, bacon, cheddar cheese, and green onions. It's $11. It's available every day until the end of the month. And any drink special that is offered during the week at Maloney's is offered all day long today at that same place that we call Maloney's. Coming up on the other side, we dive into the Spectre Bold Take of the Week here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. It's Josh Simmons, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control are so awesome to work with. Not only do they do a great job on the lawn, their guy Jake makes the best cookies you ever did eat. They are fantastic. And I talk about that because those cookies were awesome. And it's a direct correlation to how Aspen Lawn and Pest Control does business. Jake took every opportunity to put every single detail into making those cookies perfect, just like they do for your yard. And it's not just one size fits all when it comes to Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. They'll look at your yard and they'll figure out what works best for you. And they know, because they're college-educated professionals that study all of this, from the seed to the soil to the dirt, everything that's out there. These guys at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control know all about. And they'll get that job done right the first time. And then your yard will look awesome. It will be as good as Jake's cookies and as good as our yard is right now. And because it's so good, we love sitting outside. That's why we have that mosquito dome to keep the mosquitoes, the ticks, and the fleas out of our yard, so it's safe for us and our dog. Right now, Aspen's going to give you a free estimate and up to half off your first application when you mention this ad. So visit them now at aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
At Farmers, our honesty is contagious.
Wait, am I going to catch honesty?
Well, when you're with Farmers, it's kind of inevitable.
Well, how long does it take to... I lied to you when you asked if I knew what a deductible was. I don't know my dad's birthday, and I thought umbrella policies were for rainstorms. Actual rainstorms. I have it, don't I?
You don't just have honesty.
You have Farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
Learn more at farmers.com. Underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or Affiliate. Products not available in every state.
Sprained wrist, ankle twist. Broken thumb, can't make a fist. Busted knee, surgery. That patch of ice you didn't see.
Where pain starts, Jernavix Suzetrigine begins.
Journavx is a non-opioid 50 milligram prescription tablet for adults with moderate to severe acute pain that reduces pain signals before they reach the brain.
Tendon tear, nose repair, tripping on that broken stair, dislocation, operation, moped crash while on vacation.
Do not take Journavx with CYP3A inhibitors. Avoid use with grapefruit or liver problems as these may increase side effects. Tell your doctor about all your medicines if you are pregnant or breastfeeding. Journavx may make certain medicines and birth control less effective. Side effects include itching, muscle spasms, rash, and elevated muscle enzymes.
Joint displacement, knee replacement, fell on marbles in the basement, bladder slip, broken hip, that rock climb where you lost your grip.
To learn more about Journavx, ask your doctor. Call 1-833-589-PAIN or visit journavx.com.
This is Daniel Hughes. In Kansas City football, we honor tradition, but we always look forward to what's next. That's why I'm all in on Yingling Flight. It's brewed by the oldest brewery in America, but built for today. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, crisp, clean, and full of flavor, just the way a light beer should be. It's got the legacy and the stats to back it up. Yingling Flight, the next generation of light beer, and the official beer of me, Daniel Hughes. DJ Yingling and Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Skechers elite athlete OG Anunoby has been making history on the basketball court.
Anunoby tips it in. Unbelievable. What a shot.
He's been balling out in Skechers high-performance basketball sneakers, and the world is noticed. But how does OG train off the court to keep in peak physical condition? Hands-free Skechers Slip-ins Aeroburst. They help prepare OG for the physical demands of playing at a championship level. Get your pair of Aeroburst for only $165 at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever high-performance running shoes are sold.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead?
Guilty. Wait, what? Also, objection.
You object to what?
Erroneous.
Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel?
You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Northland 35 southbound, early prom at Pleasant Valley has cleared. A brief slow spot before Vivian, but generally moving much better towards downtown. 169 highway southbound heavy coming out. The 29 interchange stays slowed down to 9 highway. Kansas side, 635 southbound heavy from Gibbs to 35 with an accident reporting around Shawnee Drive. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
I know it's not Thursday. I know Thursday's Smash or Pass, but I have to prematurely ask. Smash or Pass, Long John Silver's has added fried pickles with Old Bay Ranch dipping sauce.
Yeah. Why not?
Looks like the same batter they put in the fish. I haven't had Long John Silver's in a long time, but I used to love it, man.
I mean, maybe once I've had it in my life.
Fish and chicken basket with hush puppies and fries with a little malt vinegar and hot sauce.
You know, there used to be one like over 63rd and Troost area when I was living over that area that I would always pass, but there was a better Chinese restaurant next to it where you could get an entire styrofoam container of food for less than $5. The early aughts were fantastic. I mean, they were just wonderful from all of that. You know, I was telling my daughter the other day, her and her friends, about, you know, Taco Bell being like 49 cents, Big Mac meals being $2.99.
$1.99 back in the day.
I don't remember the $1.99 Big Mac meal.
Did you see those pictures they sent out?
I lived those pictures. Okay. I mean, that was like, I look at McDonald's now, and I'm like, how much is this? I don't eat McDonald's, haven't probably for, a while. But I look at the prices. I'm like, man, I remember when that was $2.99. I sound like my old man. Wow, my dad used to tell me, back in our day, we used to get in the car and I put my hand out and everybody put in a quarter and we'd have enough money to drive around all night. And I'm like, okay. Doesn't work that way anymore. So I don't want to sound like my old man, but I mean, the inflation prices from $2.99 to where we are now. Like, I live this stuff and my kids are like, you got tacos for like 39 cents? I'm like, yeah.
Wait,
yeah, we did.
You had to go to the Blunt Man's house to get weed? Boy, did we.
Who is the Blunt Man again? That guy down in Tammy's neck of the woods, down in Camdenton, right? Was that his nickname, the Blunt Man yesterday?
Yeah, Kevin the Blunt Man something.
Jones. Yeah.
Was it Jones?
Kevin the Blunt Man Jones, I think.
It just
Blunt Man
sounds
Jones,
good.
yeah.
Blunt Man Jones just sounds perfect.
Yeah,
you
because
know?
we're going to call Daniel Jones the Blunt Man.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah. He does a lot of passing, not a lot of puffing in Indianapolis. Well, I guess he'll do a lot of rushing with Jonathan Taylor. But Steven Spector, because we did our bold Chiefs take yesterday, right? Mm-hmm. I said they're going to go 10-7, and then, of course, the text line goes, "Oh, tell me 7 losses, asshat." I'm like, well, that wasn't the part, but, whatever. And Spec said on Twitter, "You want my bold take, ? I think there's a chance Chris Jones doesn't finish the season wearing a Chiefs uniform."
Yeah.
That is a bold take. That is the definition of a great bold take.
Yep.
What say you, Bob Fescoe?
Well, I texted Steven, and I go, "I like your take, and I'd like to know more about it. Tell me why." And he goes, "You want me to just text it to you or put it on Twitter?" And I said, "Well, put it on Twitter." And then I got response K, the letter K back in return, which I haven't gotten that text reply in ages. Spectre clearly is older than I am if he's still texting K to people. But anyway, and so he never did. I never saw his response and his reasoning to this. And so if he thinks that Chris Jones is going to be gone, I asked him, I said, is it because they're out of it or because they are getting so much from these younger guys, you have an opportunity to spin Jones for a draft pick next year where Binkley's been talking about how great this draft is going to be, and you have an opportunity because some desperate team made some stupid call to you to do it and make that move, then I would consider something like that. Even if you're winning games and the young guys are doing well and you have a chance to move forward for your future, you have to do that. You don't hold on to people if they're not going to be part of going forward when you're in a season where you have the opportunity to do that. And so if these guys are developing and Chris Jones is expendable at some point of the year, I don't hate Steven's take at all. But I think what he's saying is they're going to be so bad, he thinks they're going to trade Chris Jones, and that's where I want Steven to clarify.
Yeah, I don't think there's a scenario where if they're good, they can trade him because they will be good because he's playing really well. He is the sun on this defense and everyone else is a planet rotating around. Mm-hmm. There is no scenario where this defense is good, above average, without CJ95 being the best he can be, which is still one of the best defensive tackles in the league, in my opinion. So, no, I don't think there's a scenario where this team is good and they're like, all right, let's ship off the best defensive tackle in the league now because we're competitive, we're contending. It would only be if this season goes the way we don't want it to, and then it's a great call to trade him if they're
absolutely
bad. Great call.
Yeah, like if this team, like let's call it what it is. Like if they're when's the trade deadline? Like after week 9 right now, I think is where it is. I think they moved it back a week. If the Chiefs are like 5-4 at that point, what are you doing?
Depends on context, but yeah, I consider it.
November 10th, 2026 at 4 p.m.
So
New York time.
Yeah, so like 8 weeks, 9 weeks into the season, roughly. Yeah, I mean, what does their record have to be? If you're below 500, are you trading or what are you doing? Yeah, you're right. Context matters so much to all of this. And that's why I still think the trade deadline should be moved back a little bit further because anything can happen as we see in sports, right? Teams can go on a run. Teams can look at New England last year. Look at Seattle last year. Nobody expected those teams to be around and they ended up going on a little bit of a run and making it all the way to the Super Bowl. And so I think it's tough to say what their record has to be if you're going to consider changing below 500 at the trade deadline, then I think you absolutely consider it.
So this was, and I don't know if there was any sort of garage time that caused me to have this sort of thought process. He seems to me like one of those guys that maybe never wears another jersey because of how much, I don't know, this organization means to him and how much he means to this organization through all the runs that the Chiefs have had. Throughout the years of the Super Bowl championships, the AFC championship games, the everything, right? Like I still remember Chris Jones throwing up, getting rowdy against Pittsburgh, trying to get a stop on 3rd down in that AFC divisional round game that they ended up losing. I remember Chris Jones being heartbroken after losing to Tennessee in the way that they did, and then to see it all kind of work out and pay off and to stay here. And then obviously I think we will all go back and think of that holdout situation that, a lot of people change their perspective of Chris Jones. Like there's people on the text line say, I wouldn't mind it. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. And there's people that are, that's their opinion because they didn't like the way that it was handled. And he seems to me like a guy that doesn't wear another jersey, even more so mid-season. And I think when you look at that, I also go back to thinking to myself as a young kid, being like, man, Tony G ain't going to wear another jersey. Boy, was I wrong.
Yep.
I still don't believe Patrick Mahomes ever wears another jersey. Travis Kelce will never wear another jersey.
I think Kelsey's the one we can, I don't know, safely say. You'd like to safely say he'll never wear another jersey.
But I think that, his relationship with Spags and like basically being Spags' adopted son at this point, right? Like even Spags' wife has been out there and said like, oh, Chris is, my favorite, keep him away from my wife because then he's going to make us make all this food or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like that family connection as well. But the business is the business. And if you are on this pivotal point where, I don't know, man, somebody's willing to give you offensive line help, but they need defensive line help, and the only name they're mentioning is Chris Jones, but the name they're giving you is somebody that is significantly better than what you currently have to protect your quarterback, that's the tough part about the business. And I don't think that there's any scenario that he is traded or moved on from in this season. Now, there is the team option, I believe, next year with Chris Jones. Is that right?
Oh, yeah. I don't think he's back after this, unless it's something completely team friendly. Yeah, I agree.
And I don't think that, there is that situation this season where they do ship him off for a trade, especially midseason. Now, I do think that there could be obviously the buyout of the option next year. But again, like, what will then that do to his legacy? If he's like, you know what, I want to finish it out here. I'll take less, go spend the money that I'm going to, renegotiate on something that can make this team better.
Right.
But again, like, he is maybe on this team of the people in the circle of trust, the most scrutinized on this team. Nobody's ever going to say anything bad about Pat. Nobody's ever going to say anything bad about Travis Kelce. Maybe you can throw Harrison Butker in there because of how people view him when it
he's
comes to off the
polarizing,
field, right? And then there's Chris Jones. People are like, well, he didn't do anything last year. He laid on the ground against Jacksonville. And then you go look into the deeper part of the game of like pressure rates and double teams and all this sort of stuff.
And realize he was the only competent one on the defensive line.
It kind of makes you wonder when you have a guy of that caliber on your defense, you could have the same conversation with Patrick Mahomes. Like, when are they going to supply him with talent around him? When are they going to do that with Chris Jones?
Yeah.
And hopefully this is the year with R. Mason Thomas and Peter Woods and, the guy they got from New England as well. And all these guys, hopefully these guys can help him kind of get that pressure away from him. And then you can kind of see why Chris Jones is still a member of this team.
Yeah, and I think, when you look at Chris Jones, I think the end of the last game this year, this coming season, could be one of those emotional games for a lot of Chiefs fans. I mean, it could be the last time Jones, Kelce, Butker, all these guys kind of walk off together. Even throwing Mahomes in there, walking off with those guys. I mean, it may be the last time you see that, that grouping, that three grouping of guys with Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Chris Jones all leave the field together for that final time, much like we saw with Haas and the guys over at Kauffman Stadium a couple of years ago. So we have that possibility to look forward to as well. And yeah, this is the year they finally surrounded Chris Jones with talent, because as bad as it was for Chris Jones last year, some of that stuff, I will say, was him trying to freelance. But again, you can't do that kind of stuff. And that's why it is so important, no matter what the guy next to you is doing, that you always do your job, because there were a lot of times that Chris Jones is like, I got no help up here. I'm just going to try to go out there and make plays. And then he finds himself out of position or laying on the ground or going in instead of making sure the outside's contained like in the opener. And that's where you get into trouble as a team. And that's why I always go back to, what Derek Johnson said. The most important thing to do is what I have to do. I can't try to do the job of those around me who aren't doing their job, because then my job will suffer. And I think we saw a lot of that with Chris Jones potentially last year, where he's like, I got who on this defensive line with me? Oh, hell, I got to go out here and make all of these plays by myself. And when you get into that thinking, you actually perform worse than better.
Two things that bring this conversation full circle is from the 816, people have no idea what a D-tackle does. Is why. And then I think a lot of things too is like, well, how come he's not Aaron Donald? He was the best and Jones was the second. There's a
how
gap
come everybody's
there
not
for a
Patrick
reason,
Mahomes?
Right? And then the other one says, every time you guys tell me that Speck says I think of those Snickers commercials and how he needs a Snickers, but then I also think how Speck might say the Snickers ain't a candy bar.
Yeah.
We'll get back to the poll question on the other side. Plus, we'll get more into the passing of the great legend that is Dolly Parton here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends at Hy-Vee are ready to go for football season, and they are helping you get ready for football season as well. And it's also back to school season, so you know everybody is busy, and sometimes you just forget to get something for dinner that night. Well, Hy-Vee now has the opportunity to get groceries delivered to your home in as little as 30 minutes. And that's why I love Hy-Vee's new Get It Faster service, because sometimes you forget something, or sometimes you're in such a rush all day, you're like, I don't have time to get to the store. Hy-Vee will come to you. So when you're crunched for time and you need something fast, it is Hy-Vee to the rescue. Just download the Hy-Vee app or go to Hy-Vee.com. Choose your store, select your items, and Hy-Vee will do all of the shopping. Then choose the Get It Faster option, and your groceries will be ready in a snap. So try it for yourself. Get it faster, delivery or pickup, only at Hy-Vee.
Hey, the summer gets super hot, so now you need to get a Super Light. That's right. The team that brought you Surfside is back with something new. Meet Super Light, the new vodka plus aid canned cocktail. Super Light comes in 4 classic sports drinks flavors: fruit punch, orange, lemon lime, and blue chill. And ooh, that blue chill is money, baby. With just 90 calories, 0 sugar, and 0 bubbles, Super Light delivers a refreshing taste that's perfect for any occasion. From the golf course to the bar, at night, at the concert, a day at the ballpark, Super Light is here for the moment. Look for Super Light variety packs and individual flavors at stores and bars near you. You must be 21 and older. Please drink responsibly.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this rush hour ad to keep you calm, which could help your driving. And science says therapy is great for a healthy mindset. So enjoy this 14-second session on us. I think you've done everything right and absolutely nothing wrong. In fact, anything that hasn't gone your way could probably be blamed on your father not being emotionally available because his father wasn't emotionally available, and so on. And now that you're calm and healing, you're probably driving better too.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Hi, this is Kevin Harlan, and I'm here with Rob Side at Rob Side Ford. Rob, I smell a grill. What's cooking?
Kevin, the grills are fired up, and so are the deals. Right now at Rob Site Ford, it's the Ford Employee Pricing Sales Event with the best deals we've had in the past 12 months.
Now that's saying something. What are we talking?
Employee pricing on virtually every new Ford on our lot. Plus, even more dealer discounts on top.
So how hot do these deals get?
Up to $17,500 off brand new F-150s at Rob Site Ford. Plus huge savings on Expedition, Explorer, Bronco Sport, Bronco, and more.
Wow, that's 5 alarm hot.
Exactly. And unlike Kevin's Burgers, these deals are coming out juicy.
All right, I walked into that one.
Shop Rob Site Ford, Kansas City's top-rated Ford store on Google. 4.8 stars and nearly 3,500 reviews.
Rob Site Ford, 135th and State Line, or robsite.com.
Buy right, Rob Site.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Royals coverage brought to you by Metal by the Foot, your metal project superstore.
Where can you find an extensive line of Blue Demon welding supplies, filler, rods, and wire? Metal by the Foot, located in Casey and Topeka. Online at metalbythefoot.com. When you need a piece of metal, remember, metal doesn't have to cost an arm or a leg, just the foot.
When it's time for a new water heater, trust the team that's been serving Kansas City for 75 years. For a limited time, buy a water heater and get a water filter 50% off. Schedule today at AnthonyPHCE.com.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the car crash kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLInjuryLaw.com.
Brought to you by Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. Northland 35 southbound, very heavy from Cookingham down towards 152 with an accident in the right lane. Hot water is something you rely on every day for showers, dishes, laundry, and more. If your water heater is showing signs of age or struggling to keep up, now is the time to make the switch. At Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric, they've been helping Kansas City homeowners stay comfortable for 75 years with trusted service and expert installations. For a limited time, buy a water heater, get a water filter 50% off. Schedule your appointment today at AnthonyPHCE.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Futures Week starts August 31st with everyone's NFL predictions. This is Kansas City's FM sports station. 96.5 The Fan, KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station. Welcome into Fescoe and Dusty.
I mean, come on, guys. What are we doing here?
A show that, analytically, exists between 6 and 10 weekday mornings on Kansas City's only FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Oh, buddy.
Live from the studios that brought you.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Here's Bob Fescoe and Dusty Likens.
Moving right along on a Wednesday here on 96.5 The Fan, which means one and only thing.
I'm loving it. Well, hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
A little bit of this show dedicated to the passing of Dolly Parton, who passed away yesterday at the age of 80. So our poll question today comes with, which Dolly Parton song is your favorite, 9 to 5 or Jolene? 98 votes have been put in. 59.2% say Jolene. That song always reminds me of Ben Heisler because he did a cover song.
Yeah, he did.
I forget who the name was.
Yeah, what was it?
Embiid.
Yes, Embiid.
Yeah.
Embiid.
Yeah.
I sang one for my mother last night. I was singing Marlene, 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 Marlene. She is the organizing queen.
That is true. She'll love that.
I'll have to get Cody and Golds. I'll have to pull their comments yesterday on our duet yesterday.
Oh.
They had a lot to say about it.
Oh, they did. They didn't like it, or they were embarrassed because we were so good. Or they take it seriously, like, it's just terrible. I can't believe they would do something.
A whole new world. Over, sideways, and under on a magic carpet ride.
A whole new world. I have a great voice. Yours is not so good.
I can't stay on key. Right. I can't find the key.
I could never find the key. That's why I talk and not sing. I can write some mean songs, though, Mac. I'll write them, you sing them.
You can.
Somebody says, imagine how smoking hot Jolene must have been to be stealing men from Dolly.
No kidding, right?
But it was a sad day yesterday. A couple of my friends reached out and sent me some songs as they were heartbroken with the passing of Dolly Parton. Shout out to Miss Brittany. A wonderful friend of mine, her and her husband, big country music fans, and she said that even her daughter was like, Mom, isn't that the girl that sings like the 9 to 5 song? She goes, yes, and here's a lot more that she sang as well. My stepdad, he was pouring one out yesterday with the Silver Bullets, listening to Dolly Parton. He goes, man, that one really got to me.
It did.
And I think it's crazy when you hear someone say that because, my stepdad's almost 60. I'm almost 40. My friend Brittany, she's almost 38. And then her daughter is 8. And like the impact that somebody like that, a true trailblazer, that can have such a impact on everything when it comes to, childhood literacy that they're talking about in the news, like letting kids under the age of 6 get books for free because their dad was illiterate and couldn't write, anything like that. To use that as an example, as we always say at the end of the show, go do something nice for somebody. Dolly Parton embodied that. And no matter how famous she got, no matter how high the level of superstardom got, I think she was the same person she was when she stepped foot in the light to the day that she stepped out of the light and into the kingdom of heaven, which I believe is a place that she had reserved for many, many years up there with the Lord above because of what she did on this earth and how she did it and didn't want recognition for it, didn't ask for recognition for it. And when you see those flags stay flying half-staff, like that's because the passing of Dolly Parton. And normally that's, for very, very important people. And I don't think that you can emphasize the level of importance in Dolly Parton's life.
No, huge for just educating the youth of America. I think she's probably had more impact on the United States education system than maybe anybody else. And I do firmly believe that. And that is not being hyperbolic. I mean, you mentioned the literacy program. They've got a branch in the state of Kansas. They were just interviewing the lady on Fox 4 who's head of that program in the state of Kansas. So this is a national thing where all of these states are involved in something that Dolly Parton created. I think one of the coolest things that she did was for a school district in East Tennessee where the dropout rate was at 36%. She went into that school district in the early 90s and looked around and said, all right, everybody here in this school district, grab a friend. And everybody partnered up. And she goes, you're each going to get $500 if you graduate from high school. And so you've got the peer pressure, like me and Dusty teaming up. All right, if Dusty doesn't graduate, I don't get the $500. If I don't graduate, Dusty doesn't get his $500. So you're pushing each other, you're challenging each other, you're working with each other, you're supporting each other, you're developing a friendship, you're learning how life works and how important it is to help others. That dropout rate went from 36% to 5%. That is massive. That is life-changing. That is touching the people and doing things that is legit. That's not just saying you're going to do something and throwing money at a situation. That is legitimately going in there and changing lives and impacting lives. And that's why I love what Dayton Moore does in this town with the See You in the Major Leagues Foundation and the impact that he has, or what Ewing Kauffman has done to change lives. Still to this day, he's no longer with us. He's changing lives. What John Sherman and his wife have done in Kansas City to impact lives. John never tells anybody what he does in this town, but how many kids he's put through college, how many charity organizations John Sherman and his wife support here in Kansas City, over 30 of them. I think 33 is the number to be exact. Every time I go to a charity event or anytime I walk into a building that has donors listed, it's the John and Marnie Sherman Foundation. They're not out there telling people they're doing stuff like that, but they are because they're great Kansas Cityans and they're constantly giving back. And Dolly Parton's in that category. Ewing Kauffman didn't tell anybody what he was doing. Dayton doesn't tell anybody what's going on. I do more talking for Dayton than he does. And then you've got the situation with John Sherman. He doesn't tell anybody what he does. But I'll say this, and I've said this before, their family foundation has helped out foundations that I'm a part of, and I'm grateful for that. And those are the coolest things that you can have, where people look out for everybody else, and they don't care about themselves and getting the recognition. It's all about everybody else, and that's what Dolly Parton was. She was one of the greatest Americans of all time.
Hey, everyone.
Oh, boy.
My name is Brian Seaver, son of Cassie Parton, and I'm representing the Parton and Owens family today, announcing the passing of my Aunt Dolly, Rebecca Parton Dean. Dolly opened doors not just for me, but for her entire family to reach the potential we didn't even know was possible. Dolly also opened doors for generations of singers, songwriters, musicians, and dreamers from every walk of life and across every continent. By her example, we believe that anything was possible. She never saw a door she couldn't open, and the doors she opened made and changed history. May God bless Dolly Parton, and may God bless you all. She will always love you.
If I should stay, well, I would only be in your way.
Try to make somebody else feel good, and that'll make you feel better. If you can't change the whole wide world, change your own little world, and maybe that'll kind of reach out and do some good. That's kind of how I do it. One day at a time, one thought at a time, one dream at a time.
You know, she just had a spirit, and it was a spirit that was always thinking the best was happening, the best was going to happen. You know, her friends loved her, her life was good. You know, that's who she was.
Her light, charisma, wittiness, and the ability to inspire the world is what I think about when I think of Dolly. When you live your life and people can recognize you by one name, Dolly, I think that says it all.
I I just love everybody. I just try to find the God light in people, and I try to play to that. I try not to be judgmental. I just think we should just love each other and not try to judge and find the good in us and kind of just pray for the bad and just accept people as they are.
Oh, I do wish you joy, and I wish you happiness. But above all this, I wish you love. I love you. I will always love you.
Well, hey there, it's Dolly.
I will always love you.
You know, the story behind that song is unbelievable. I was reading about it today. Obviously, everybody knows Whitney Houston covered that song, right? Because of The Bodyguard. And that song, I think Elvis tried to cover that song back in the day as well, and did what it did or whatever. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. Then Whitney Houston and them in Bodyguard in the early 90s did it. Dolly Parton made $10 million in royalties off of that song and gave most of it to purchasing an office building in an African-American part of Nashville to try to grow that area because of Whitney Houston making that money. And so she gave back to the community in Nashville to try to help those folks. That's what she did with her royalty money from that. Help others. And that the no judging thing. If you're judging people, you can go F yourself.
Can't make this up. The traditional origin, historically, Dolly originated as a pet's name or a traditional name like Dorothy, meaning gift of God or Dolores.
And how about the next hurricane that's coming is named Dolly, too? I mean, what are the odds?
Oh, boy. Makes me miss my mom. That's for sure. We'll get back into what Drew Brees had to say about Patrick Mahomes on the other side here. 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty. Catch the voice of the Chiefs, Mitch Holtis, every Friday morning at 7:20, right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
I'll tell you something. My friends over at Park and Go just do an unbelievable job. In fact, I can't wait to drive the Park and Go bus here in the near future. That's going to be a lot of fun. If we get that all worked out, I'm going to be up there taking it to the airport terminal. I want to. I think that would be a lot of fun. But Park and Go's got this thing figured out, man. They are awesome. They understand how to get you to the airport terminal in no time at all and get you back to your car in no time at all. Because as you know, when you go to the airport, you're stressed. You're worried about getting there on time. And then when you get back, you just want to get home. And Park and Go makes everything easy because their shuttle service is fantastic. As soon as you pull into Park and Go and park in one of their all-covered parking spots, the van will meet you and take you right to the airport terminal. When you get back, grab your bags, walk outside, see the bus, jump on it, and it's right back to the trunk of your car. And you know your car's been protected because it's been covered the entire time that you've been gone. So make your reservation and prepay to save money at bookparkandgo.com. And don't forget to join their frequent parker program and earn points towards free parking. Reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com. The best deals in parking. Bookparkandgo.com. Park and Go, family owned and operated.
Hey guys, it's Dusty Likens, and how many times have you failed? It's okay to admit it, multiple times. I fail daily. But don't fail in the bedroom because performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED get in the way. The truth is most men don't have to live with it anymore, and you may be surprised by how the right treatment can improve your love life. Heartland Men's Health uses advanced medical science to empower male performance with therapies that go far beyond the pills. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%. Some treatments can even have you last an hour or more. Heartland Men's Health is successfully treating men in the Kansas City area, so call them today and find out why their advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Schedule a consult with Heartland Men's Health today. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. They have an expert staff, and if you are like a lot of men, you could be having sex the day after your appointment. They have 3 locations to serve you: Overland Park, Kansas; Independence, Missouri, between Blue Springs and Lee Summit; and in North Kansas City. So call them today. Tell them Dusty Likens told you to at 844-447-6600 or visit them at heartlandmenshealth.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
That'll be 8452.
Perfect. Grab the bags, honey.
Mom, why do you always check your phone before we pay?
I'm just claiming my cash back on the Upside app. Since we're getting the groceries here and we filled up the car on the way, I've already earned enough this morning to pay for that pizza night we're having Friday.
Wait, so the app pays for pizza?
Not exactly, but the cash I earn on stuff we need helps us pay for the stuff we want. It's just a little win for our family every week.
Get more out of your everyday. Upside is the free app that gets you cash back on routine purchases like gas, groceries, and dining out at more than 100,000 locations nationwide. No points, no rebates, just cash back straight to your wallet. Download the free Upside app and use promo code WINNER to get a $5 bonus on your first purchase. That's promo code WINNER to get a $5 bonus. Remember, use promo code WINNER.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Cozy season is ahead, and you'll be spending way more time inside. Is your home ready? Don't worry. With Wayfair, you can upgrade your space without breaking the bank. Score up to 70% off during their Labor Day clearance on furniture, area rugs, mattresses, and more. Plus, surprise flash deals you can't miss. Whether it's one room or the whole house, Wayfair has pieces for every style and budget.
Shop Wayfair's Labor Day clearance now through September 7th at wayfair.com.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Hey, it's George Karlaftis from the Kansas City Chiefs, and the guy who never responds in the group chat is definitely Chris Jones.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
East side, 435 southbound, bogs down at Truman, stays pretty heavy down to 40 Highway with an accident. Kansas side, 435 eastbound, bogs down at the 435 southbound transition, and then stays heavy over to Quivira with multiple problems reporting in through there. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
A whole new world. Over, sideways, and under on a magic carpet ride. A whole new world. A new fantastic point of view. I'll take good care of you and let you know that you're a bro, and I will see you in my eyes. A whole new world.
Oh, gosh. What is this? What is that?
Why do they even do that?
Bob and Mac, obviously.
So first off, I want to say something.
What's the
Mac
context?
was like hitting the nose. Happy birthday to Mac.
Yeah, happy birthday.
And I'm not saying this just because it was his birthday. Mac did fine there. Bob was ass.
No kidding. He wasn't trying to be good.
Awful and horribly out of key.
That's the part they
Bob,
don't understand.
Even if it was your birthday, we just had to be honest about that. Real bad. Mac, not bad. Pretty good.
What prompted that today? Were they,
what the hell
were they
that come
talking about? Was it the Disney stuff because of the NFL Disney?
The Disney stuff.
Yeah, I mean, why would you prompt? Why would anybody prompt to have some fun and laugh at their own expense on the radio? I mean, I don't understand why somebody would want to have entertainment and make fun of themselves because they can't sing. Like, I never said I could sing, but I'll write songs better than anybody else out there.
Damn right. Damn right.
And you got a good voice.
Who do you think would sing a song first, Binkley or Gold?
Damn.
Wow.
Because
that's a hell of a question, Dusty.
Because Binkley's got a brand new song he's working on called...
Yeah.
Figure we use some laughter for a little bit.
Yeah.
Binkley's... And who? It's like those, you remember those old 90s CD commercials? And who can forget that great sports song by Jay Binkley about the Chiefs preseason that's titled...
Yeah. Who could forget that great Christmas tune?
Yeah. It was the year 1991, and this big country song came out that flooded the charts. Binkley, what are your favorite letters to hang out with? Y and E. Yee.
I swear, still the best part about Binkley in the middle of the interview. Maloney's bringing pizza rolls.
Boy, he threw him in there quick.
I mean, had nothing to do with anything today. And Maloney's bringing pizza rolls, says Jay Binkley.
Yeah, I just thought Cody and Gold's reactions were great. Gold, well, what prompted that?
What prompted that? And Cody's like, he's a terrible. Yeah, I mean, the day that when Cody realizes he's a terrible singer, he'll be a lot better too. I mean, that's the other thing. Like, he thinks he's good. I know I'm crap. I don't care. It's the humor. It's the fun. It's the self-deprecating. That's the best part about all of it. I love it.
We got two now.
Yep. And they're from different interviews.
Yes.
That's the best part.
That last one was the first one. This one is that's November 25.
Okay.
And this is today.
This year or last year with Jay Binkley, like we used to do with Andy Reid.
Yeah, this year or last year.
Okay, play the next one. Yeah, that's the excitement tells you that's this year. Yeah.
The anticipation.
Yeah. Play it again. And then the other one.
And this is last year's.
Yeah, you can hear the depression. Yeah, they're about, what were they, 6 and 5, maybe 6 and 6 at that time. Late in the year.
But this, all the hope and anticipation, the season hasn't started.
Yeah, it's definitely the exciting one.
And you can't forget the 2000 Y2K banger that was the one that really took over in his midway through his career.
Don't think, just do. Piss me off.
With Merle Haggard in the background.
How long have you been hot?
I think Binkley's the answer. I think to your question, Dusty.
Yeah. But I don't think Alex gets behind the microphone or has the ability to sing like that and have fun with it.
I think Binkley could at some point, right?
And the one that really got him on the verge of diverting his fans to different music was...
That guy's an idiot, man.
Yeah.
I love that, man.
That, I mean, talking about national treasures. I mean, Dolly Parton is number one, but Bink's on the list.
Oh, dude, come on, man.
Does he make your list of local treasures?
100%.
Yes. He's on there with Mitch Holtis, Kevin Harlan, and can't think of the third.
Denny.
Fourth, yeah.
Denny, Mitch, Harlan, Bink.
Which leads me to my next question. Would you rather have Jay Binkley be the color commentator with Denny Matthews or Mitch Holtis?
Denny.
Oh, man, that's another good one. I think Denny. But why do you say?
Why do I say Denny? Because I want to see Denny's reaction. I want to hear Denny's reaction. I want a webcam in there when, like, Denny's just looking at Jay going, what?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that sucks.
Somebody says, I think Binkley be the guy because you get him hammed up enough to go do a song. I mean, you know that he's doing the Ice Cold Beer Never Broke My Heart.
Yeah.
That's his number one karaoke song.
Does he karaoke? Does Binkley sing? Does he go out and sing?
I bet I could get him.
so.
I bet I could get him to.
Yeah, after a few cold ones.
We just have to hang out with Rob and Caroline because she loves it.
Yeah.
And, you know, Rob was on Carrington. They were doing a thing on Carrington's show where they're talking about, like, what would be your go-to karaoke song? And Rob's like, I am not one that goes, ooh, let's go out tonight and do karaoke. My wife, on the other hand, is totally down for that. He goes, so if I have to sing one song, it's Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, my God.
I'm like, that's too long.
I see a little silhouette of a man. Baba boosh, can you do the ram dancer? Whatever they say.
Yeah.
Time's yours.
Oh, man.
Oh, God, Jay, love you, man.
Michael Garcia routes third and injures his leg. That's not the first time or last. That's going to happen. The guy's got some big injury questions, Denny. I mean, it just doesn't stop, dude.
So good.
There's Jack Caglione facing the lefter Tyrek Skubal. We'll see what he can do here. Hey, Denny, they platooned him against lefties earlier in the season. Couldn't go against Chris Sale. Thank you, Jay.
Thanks, man.
Jack Caglione could probably play tight end, did he? I knew you played hockey, but I mean, imagine this guy is a forward on the ice, man. Well, he's never been on skates, Jay, and I bet neither of you. Bottom of the fourth, Royals winning 4-1.
Jay would have to do the play-by-play when Denny does the first two. Jay,
Lord.
And now with the play-by-play, here's Jay Binkley.
Well, it's bottom. I can't even do them both. I did the same thing.
Yeah. It's hard to, yeah.
Boobs are so magical.
Denny, let me ask you something. When do you go get a beer during the game? Well, Jay, I'm working. I can't do that. Never stopped Harry Carey. By the way, Harry Carey would drink 4 Budweisers before the first pitch. I've lost all sanity in today's show.
When do we get a beer, Denny?
Let me ask you something. Denny, you ever had an IPA? Now, they say they give you man boobs, but hey, man, I had those at birth. De facto stat, Denny. What's your opinion on war? Which one or two? The stat. Yeah, you can just go on forever, baby. Oh, man. Hey, you ever had Maloney's Pizza Rolls, Denny? I honestly don't know who Rob Maloney is. Well, I didn't know him either until he gave me the pizza rolls, and boy, are they great. He said Rob's bringing the pizza rolls.
Right in the middle of the... Do we not have that cut, Mac? Come on now. It's like 2 hours ago. Let's go.
Let me get the cut. I'll find it. Give me a minute. It's going to be in a second.
That should have been the only thing that you pulled today.
You're right. What am I doing?
Come on.
Trying to get him off the phone to set up the commercial break. All right, Bink, we'll talk to you next week. Hey, Rob Maloney's bringing pizza rolls. That's like the guy in the back seat when you get pulled over. Craig's got weed. What the hell, man? Like, he wasn't even going to ask about that.
Hey, what go up, man?
Yeah. You know how fast you were going? Hey, what
Yeah,
go, man?
I was the Santa for the company party for a couple years with specific instructions from legal. Nobody's to sit on my lap.
I would hope that you didn't need those instructions.
Give me cold as hell.
Why do you need those instructions?
Yes, sir. All right, Beakley, take care and enjoy the
Maloney's
rest.
bringing pizza rolls, by the way.
Okay, Maloney's bringing pizza
Oh,
rolls.
it's just perfect. It's just perfect.
Cut some off.
Maloney's got drugs, by the way. I'm sorry, what?
What was that?
We didn't even need to know.
There's a lot of people talking out of their butt.
Boy, are they.
Can you please play that again?
Well, Bink, we'll talk to you next Wednesday.
Oh,
yes,
wait,
sir.
here we go.
All right, Beakley, take care and enjoy
Maloney's
the rest.
bringing pizza rolls, by the way.
Okay, Maloney's bringing pizza rolls. Oh, man.
All right, Maloney.
Rob, you're on the clock.
You better have those.
Oh, man.
Oh, hell.
That's great. That's great.
Maloney's bringing pizza rolls.
Oh, golly.
I want to go home.
Well, you can. You got another hour and a half.
I don't know that my stomach can handle this.
Football, energy drinks, beer, more football. Welcome to Bink at Night.
Hey, welcome back to Bink at Night, as we like to do. We call it Monday Evening Quarterback with Kent Swanson. Kent, sorry about my voice, brother.
You're all right.
Doing
just fine, my friend.
Hey, man, what did you make of Mahomes yesterday? Was that his best performance ever?
Give me the list of quarterbacks that had better start their season than Mahomes. Again, 10, 9, 8, 7, go, go, go. You're an idiot.
I'm sorry, Steve.
Sorry, Steve. You're just always negative. You always are.
I mean, it's just, it is the scene in Old School where they're kidnapping Blue at the bus station. We'll have him home by 5. We'll have him home for dinner. Yeah. You're an idiot. Sorry, Steve.
Go. Yes, dumbass. Yes, dumbass.
Oh, man. Well, Jay, do you think the Royals could win their 10th in a row in Toronto this evening?
Yes, dumbass.
We'll be right back after these messages. You know,
the couple inches does make a difference.
It sure does, Jay. And I think that sometimes you're not going to make it.
I don't think I am.
Well,
this guy. Unbelievable. I look, man, I've been doing this now almost 17 years just here. Okay. I've been doing this about 30 years. I don't know that there has been a better drop than Maloney's bringing pizza rolls that I've ever heard. We got the Cooter drop, which is always the leader in the clubhouse. We've got Joe Namath with the struggling. That is always going to be one of the top drops.
Struggling.
But this one with Binkley in the middle of the interview just going to Maloney is bringing pizza rolls is arguably the greatest segue that I think I have ever heard.
We don't even know if Maloney was invited.
He was.
Okay.
No, yeah, he was. Yeah, because he's bringing pizza rolls.
Yes, sir. All right, Binkley, take care.
Maloney's
Enjoy the rest.
bringing pizza rolls, by the way.
Okay, Maloney's bringing pizza rolls. Yeah.
Well,
Sorry, Steve.
So,
Just always negative.
yeah, you know how we did the March dropness of all next? I've already got it figured out. We just got to put 16 together of Jay Binkley, and that's just easy work for you and I.
Yeah,
it's already there.
It's not.
Just go to the Fescoe folder and type in Binkley. That's all it is.
Yes,
it's
all
drop
you need.
after drop after drop.
No, nothing beats
man.
it.
No,
Nothing
man.
beats it, man.
And it's like every time.
Do we still? We don't have the one anymore where he was talking to the porn star, right?
Oh no, that got deleted.
That got deleted.
With
that got
all
wolfed.
of our
Yeah.
stuff. Like remember the computers
great
got
wolfing,
wiped out.
yeah.
Yeah. How long you been hot?
He did that.
Boobs are great. Thank you. Didn't know that. Drew Brees on what we could see next from Patrick Mahomes.
So I tore my ACL in high school, December of my junior year, and then, came back for obviously my senior year. I remember that rehab process. That was an intense rehab process, but I felt like I became so much stronger, both physically and mentally, as a result of going through that. That was 30 years ago at a time when, that surgery was much different. It was a little bit, I had seen some friends have that same surgery and then maybe not quite come back the same, and so there was definitely that concern or that doubt. I think there's no doubt that physiologically, Patrick Mahomes is fine. There's certainly that mental hurdle to get over, just to say hey, I can step into that, right? I can take that hit, I can, just get past that psychological barrier of being able to turn it loose and not think about it at all. Obviously his game is, involves him being very athletic, him moving around a lot, making a ton of plays on the run, throwing the ball, being funny body positions, taking hits down the field. But I'm confident that the best of Patrick Mahomes is still ahead of us.
So I think when you hear Breeze say that, there is that leap that Mahomes still has to acquire. And that is getting out there in live action and seeing other teams be sharks in water full of blood. They now know there's a vulnerable spot on somebody who has been, Iron Man for the last 10 years. The ankle, the kneecap, all that sort of stuff. And, that's there. And Mahomes is going to have to take that first shot. It's going to happen. It's going to have us all going, oh, he's fine. Okay. And he needs that more than we need that, obviously, more than anything in the world. But, as we talked about earlier with Breeze and Tom Brady, the more they got involved in the game, it slowed down and it just became this well-oiled machine to where it wasn't fair for the rest of the league, because you can game plan all you want and you can put together these schemes and it doesn't work. And one thing that I can go back to is that if the Atlanta Falcons game in the Super Bowl happened to Tom Brady when he was 28, 29, I don't know if Brady comes back and wins that game. But the fact that Brady was older and he was already faced with all these certain things, being down 20-3, just
not a big
walking in
deal.
the locker room going, hey, here's what we got to do. Here's what they're doing. I know what they're going to probably try to do on offense. If you need some help with that, Bill, let me know. But hey, Josh, let's get together, and here's what they're going to try to do. And Brady just slowed everything down. And I always go back to the movie Over the Hedge, where the squirrel drinks the Red Bull. And he looks around, he's like, oh my gosh, everything has stopped. I can do whatever I want because nobody knows what I'm going to do next because I'm so much more on another level. And if Mahomes gets to that level which I think is fair to ask if he can, and I think he will because he's so damn talented. He's so smart beyond the game itself because a lot of the help that Alex Smith gave him, and now you're going to body that into what now he has a decade of doing. And, there's the book out there of 10,000 hours makes you an expert at what you're doing, right?
Sure.
Once you do something for 10,000 hours, you are now become an expert of that said thing, whether it's sales, restaurant work, radio, whatever it may be. And if Mahomes has that ability to where everything stops and he's just like, okay, this game is completely slowed down for me to a point where it already might have been slowed down. We've never really seen Mahomes just constantly 3-step drop, pivot, boom, and just methodically go down the field in like a relaxed, calm way. It's always kind of been like, what's he going to do next? Is he going to run outside the tackles and throw this thing sidearm? And Brees kind of alluded to that as well. But that's a scary effing thought for Patrick Mahomes in this league where he's already accomplished so much, and to think that he accomplished more. I know Max got some stats about what Tom Brady did in the later part of his career as well as Drew Brees with the percentages of completion percentage that is at Drew Brees' career. I think one year he was like 77% completion percentage. Maybe it's an NFL record. Maybe that's too high. But I know it was something up there when he had the Michael Thomas years in New Orleans. And not only that, but think about what those offensive positions can do, whether it's Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy or Cyrus Allen or somebody like that. It's going to elevate their game because he's going to know, like, hey, just trust me. Get to this point, and I'll have it there for you because I can tell you what this guy's trying to do.
Well, Mahomes is to that point now, too, where he knows where all the bodies are buried, right? That's what happens when you have the institutional knowledge. You get older, you're in a career for a long time. All of a sudden, you become the smartest guy in the room because you've been around the longest. And as you were having the conversation, I was thinking to myself, what if we took Patrick Mahomes' body and put Andy Reid's brain in it? Like, imagine Andy Reid with the body of Patrick Mahomes and the mind of Andy Reid in one person, and to combine all of that institutional knowledge. I mean, how good a quarterback would that be if it was Andy Reid's brain and Patrick Mahomes' body? It almost is, but I think it would be even crazier to see all of the knowledge that Andy has up there, 30 more years of knowledge than what Patrick Mahomes has, plus some, would be outstanding to see if they could morph those two together to see what it's all about. But that's why I think Patrick Mahomes, the best, as Drew Brees said, is ahead of them. And if that means winning 3 more Super Bowls, then that's fantastic. I mean, if you tell me in the next 10 years Mahomes is going to win 3 Super Bowls, let's go. I'd sign up for that right now because that is that seems like a pretty big number in the next 10 years. 3 championships, yeah, we'll take that. Give him 6 total for his career. It may not pass Tom Brady, but so what? I think about at that point in time, maybe people will start to recognize Patrick Mahomes as the greatest quarterback, regardless if he gets to those 7 Super Bowls. That's a tough number to get to. And if he gets to 6, then my God, yeah.
And at the age of 38, Drew Brees, 72% completion percentage. At the age of 39, 74.4. And at the age of 40, it was 74.3. And he finished his career at 70.5.
Yeah, it's getting older and knowing what to do, knowing where the receivers are going to be, not having to think, just going out and doing. And the only way you can do in life is to gain that experience. The problem in sports is by the time you gain that experience, you've aged out, you know?
Yep. Yeah. 100%.
And that really does suck. I mean, that's why the quarterbacks have this opportunity to get better as their career goes on because, yes, football is a rough game, but they do everything in their power to protect the quarterback in this league right now. So you can survive a long time. And the longer you survive, the more knowledge you have, the more you know about the game, the slower it gets, and really the better you can be. And that's why it's so crazy to think about. By the time a lot of these guys retire, that's the best knowledge they have about the game. But their bodies can't do it anymore because they're old.
It's true with all the quarterbacks, not even just the greats. Yes, we could take, I've got Manning and Brees and Tom Brady's stats all in front of me. We can go through them because they're really interesting. But even if you just look at like a guy like right now, like Jared Goff, the second half of his career, how much has he learned? How much has he gotten better? Because he's been with great teams on the Rams, obviously went to the Super Bowl, but they were kind of lifting him up. Now it seems like he's head over the water right now, treading and kind of helping that team just as much win those games as well. You look at Drew Brees. You mentioned it. Yeah, he had 7 seasons of 70% completion or higher.
Insane.
6 of them were in the second half of the season. It is insane. It's absurd. 11 more games in the second half of his career, 10,000 more passing yards, 101 more touchdown passes. In 11 more games, 101 more touchdown passes.
20, that's 10 a game.
20 less interceptions. 20 less interceptions in 11 more games.
So Brees and Tom Brady both have a nice amount of less interceptions in more games in the second half of their career.
Yeah, and you look at Peyton Manning, who was 22 less games in the second half of his career, only 3,000 less passing yards in 22 less games, a season and a half less games, only 11 less touchdown passes in 22 less games. Half the interceptions, 165 to 86 interceptions in 22 less games. And then more yards per game, better completion percentage, more touchdowns per game, better touchdown-interception ratio. Everything got better.
Yeah, because, again, you grow, you mature, you learn, you get that knowledge. They say never stop learning, right? Same thing goes for an athlete. The longer you play, the more you learn, the easier the game is. I wish everybody that got to be 40 could have a 25-year-old body. Imagine Drew Brees, those years that he was doing 70% in a body that was 25 years old. Damn.
But you can't do that because you haven't realized how much is out there until you get there.
That's right. You don't realize it.
What is the worst rule in the NFL, and who's got the best odds to be benched first at quarterback in the NFL? All of that next here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. It's Alohi Gilman, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
I'll tell you what, you can always feel better when you go see my friends over at QC Kinetics, and that's what they're asking. They're saying, hey, come see us. Come get a second opinion. Before you go under the knife and have surgery, come see us, because once a joint's replaced, there's no going back. And when your joints hurt every day, you probably think surgery is the only answer, but it's not. Consider getting a second opinion from QC Kinetics. Whether you're dealing with pain from bone-on-bone arthritis, a torn meniscus, or years of wear and tear, surgery isn't the only conversation you should have. Talk to QC Kinetics about how they use regenerative treatments to deliver relief to patients like you right here in Kansas City. They concentrate tiny healing tools within your body right in the spot that's actually causing the pain. And the whole idea is to give you a real shot at holding off on surgery, or in some cases, just avoiding it altogether. So don't just accept surgery as your only choice. Call QC Kinetics today for a second opinion and know your options. The conversation and consultation are totally free. So call them at 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. Off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone, 816-412-6299.
You already live for football. The jerseys, the Sundays, the bets you sweat all week. At Fanatics Sportsbook, we see it, and we reward you for it. Every bet you place earns fan cash. Win, lose, or push. Spend it on the jersey you've been eyeing. Tickets so close you can hear the play call. A rookie card you never sell. Or your next parlay. From your next bet to your next great sports memory, Fanatics delivers it all. Rewards hit different here. Plus, new customers can bet and get up to $1,000 in fan cash. Fanatics, the only sports book to reward every bet. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. CT, call 888-789-7777. MA, call 800-327-5050. NY, call 877-8-HOPE-NY. MD, visit mdgamblinghelp.org. Based on leading U.S. sportsbook analysis, July 2026. Offer not available in all states. Terms apply. See Fanatics app for details.
Pros, find the right flooring for the job in Lowe's newly redesigned flooring showroom. Shop our expanded assortment of trusted brands and get up to 35% off style selections, Stainmaster, and Stainmaster Pet Protect Special Order Carpet. And while you're here, save $100 on a DeWalt 20-volt max 6-amp-hour 2-pack of batteries, now just $179. Get more of what you need faster and save more where it counts from the ground up. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 8/26 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter. Flu season is here. Get your flu shot today at your local Hy-Vee pharmacy. It's easy, convenient, and no appointment is necessary. Plus, when you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, earn a 20-cent fuel saver. That's right, a 20-cent fuel saver. Get your flu shot when it's convenient for you. Schedule online or just stop by your Hy-Vee pharmacy. No appointment necessary. Help your family stay healthy. Get your flu shot and get a 20-cent fuel saver only at Hy-Vee. See store for details. Some restrictions apply.
School's back in session and we're all busy now, and that's why it's hard to get to the grocery store. But you could get your groceries delivered in as little as 30 minutes. That's why I love Hy-Vee's new Get It Faster service. When you're crunched for time and need something fast, Hy-Vee to the rescue. Just download the Hy-Vee app or go to Hy-Vee.com. Choose your store, select your items, and Hy-Vee does all the shopping for me. Choose the Get It Faster option, and your groceries will be ready in a snap. Try it for yourself. Get It Faster delivery or pickup only at Hy-Vee.
Brought to you by Duke's Real Mayo.
This is the Duke's Country Song. It's a song about the best mayo. It has a yellow lid, and its full name is Duke's Mayonnaise. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Missouri side 70 westbound, heavy from Blue Springs into town with trouble at the 470 interchange. Accident there slows you from Woods Chapel. Kansas side on the south side, 435 eastbound, accident at Quivira. Another problem at 35, keeping things heavy back onto K10 from Renner. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Coming up in about 15 minutes, Royals manager Matt Quatraro will join the show as the Royals have won 9 in a row. They go for their 10th in a row tonight against Toronto. How about that stat? Did you see that last night about Vladimir Guerrero Jr.?
No.
7 total home runs this year.
Oh, he's been
0 in Toronto.
Bad year for him.
And I was cursing Lefevre last night because he's like, well, here they come up with the tie-in run on the on-deck circle, and you know who that is. And Haas was doing the game with him, and he's like, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And Ryan's like, with 0 home runs in Toronto this year. I'm like, this is not the time, Ryan. And then the Royals would win on Toronto, trying to advance for a double and get thrown out at second as they win their 9th in a row. So we'll talk to the manager of the Royals.
You're seeing what happens, though. Like people are still like, I still don't think they understand how impressive what the Royals did in 15 was after losing in 14. Toronto lost last year in the World Series, right?
Game 7.
Yeah. Right. And look at what's going on in Toronto this year. They're terrible. They're done. They cashed it in. They never got off to a good start. And so when you look back at the 2015 and what the Royals did, it's something to be even more impressed with because teams don't normally come back after getting beat in the World Series like that in a tough situation. Both the Royals and Blue Jays both lose tough World Series, and to come back in 15 to win it like they did, that is so damn rare. Same with the Chiefs and what we're doing right now on the football side of things. Constantly coming back year in after year after year after year. It just doesn't work that way. Toronto's more of the norm than anything.
It's weird, too. It's even more frustrating. You say the Blue Jays are done, and they're not. They might be 64 and 69, but they're only 3 games out of the wild card.
It's crazy, yeah.
Ass the AL has been this year.
Yep. I don't think I've ever seen a division in any sport as bad as the American League is in baseball this year. And I don't think that's hyperbole. It's just gross.
NFC South last
but that's
year.
only 4 teams, right?
Fair. The NFC West a few years back.
4 teams only, though. Yeah, this is the whole American League.
Right. So we asked a question, like, what's an NFL rule that you hate? And I've been on this for a while. I don't like the spot foul for pass interference.
Okay, that's a good one. Yeah.
It's just never been my favorite. I think it should be kind of like the rule in soccer where there's a yellow card and a red card. I think that if it is, guys going down the field, let's say, for instance, Mahomes drops back, throws a deep ball, Xavier Worthy's all on his own, the guy's trailing Xavier Worthy, and he just falls on him. That would, to me, merit a spot foul. But if it's one where they're like, jockeying for the ball up in the air and like they call offensive pass interference, I don't know, man, like 10-yard penalty, automatic first down, because there are strategic ways to get that call made.
No doubt.
Mahomes has done it multiple times in our lifetime watching that happen.
And that's why the league needs to change that rule right away and just make it a 15-yard penalty like the college ranks have, because you're right. You can fake it and,
like in a red card, like if the guy's in a breakaway and you slide tackle where he could have had an opportunity to like an obvious goal, like, hey, you're taken away from a point, so now you lose out in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like if it's just a tie up in the midfield and they're both going there, it might be a yellow card because it was non-intentional.
Right.
So I guess that would be the verbiage of that. If it's an intentional play that you tackle the receiver in an open field, yes, spot foul. If it's unintentional, it's just, a battle for the ball, and they're like, oh, well, he kind of pushed off a little bit to, get higher, then yes, it's a 10 or 15-yard penalty. The other one I hate is that...
And that sounds good, though, on the surface, but then now we're letting referees decide what they think was intentional versus not intentional.
We still don't know what a catch is, Bob,
right?
So it doesn't really...
Yeah, that's why I say you can't... I don't want to give the referees any more gray area in which they need to rule, because if they went that way with pass interference, do you know how many debates we would have over the course of an NFL season about whether or not the refs got that call right or not, and whether or not they thought that was intentional or not? I'm out on that, man. The refs got enough to worry about.
The other one I don't like is the newest one that we've seen is the announcement that you have to say that you're kicking an onside kick.
That's true. I mean, what's the point at this time?
That's erroneous on all accounts. It's supposed to be a surprise tactic.
Hey, we're going to come over for a surprise party tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Are you going to be home?
Excuse me?
What?
Oh, I guess the Millers are coming over. But they're bringing pizza rules. But those are just my two for rules that I don't like in the NFL.
Yeah, I hate overtime in the NFL. Always have. I mean, let's go. You played 60 minutes. I like the sudden death. Just do it and be done with it and move on. Illegal contact away from the play. You always see those penalties. Illegal contact number 32. But that was 50 yards away from the play on the other side of the field. It didn't have an impact on that play. But again, you're also what if he didn't touch that guy and it was impactful? So you get into that gray area as well. I hate that. And I also hate offsetting penalties. If you commit a personal foul and I had, I was lined up in the neutral zone, let's take the difference of those penalties. Instead of being a 15-yarder minus the 5, now it's only a 10-yard penalty. Because sometimes we get these offsetting penalties where you get this pass interference call down the field, and then, the lineman was 5 yards downfield or something like that. And so you penalize teams the same rate even when the penalty isn't the same. And I think that's where I kind of stand on those offsetting penalties. I understand if they're both 10-yarders, get rid of them. But if one's a 15, one's a 10, one's a 5, you got to cut the difference.
Mac attack?
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I think that's solid. I just hate the new touchback 35. I
don't even know what the rule is, to be honest with you guys. I'm confused every time now.
Just on kickoffs?
Sometimes it's a 35-yard touchback. Sometimes you get it at the 20.
With kickoffs, if it's a touchback, it's the 35.
Okay.
And then punts and stuff's the 20, I think. I think it's the 20.
We're not sure, and that's a bad rule.
Yeah, punts placed at the 20, and then, interceptions, fumbles placed at the 20 or spot of recovery. But, kickoffs placed at the 35-yard line if the ball goes through or lands in the end zone. And it's down for a touchback. 35 is just too far.
It's too far now.
The offense already has a million advantages.
Yeah, you're right. We talked about it yesterday, right? With the 70-yard field
you
goals.
get 2 first downs, you're there.
You even won it sometimes. I mean, you're at the 35-yard line, Mac. All you need to do is get to the 50, basically, you know? And so that's 1.5 first downs, and now you're legitimately already in field goal range. You're right. I think right now when you're looking at the touchback on the kickoff, that should be in the 20s as well. That should be at the 20-yard line as well, because offenses are too good right now and kickers are too good in the NFL. Why did they put it at the 35-yard line? Is that to punish? Who's that to punish?
It's just more points, I think.
Action.
Yeah.
So how about this one? This is kind of a good one from the 75 touchbacks when you fumble out of the end zone.
Yeah, people hate that rule. Look, I've seen it benefit. I've seen it hurt. I go back to the Cleveland playoff game. If that rule's not in place, we lose that playoff game.
Yeah, some people really hate that rule because anywhere else you fumble the ball out of bounds,
it's a spot.
It's a spot foul. The offense keeps it, but
they say you fumble it out of the end zone, they consider it a touchback.
And I think it should be I've always been for that. The end zone, the touchdown area should be treated differently. It's a special area.
Okay, it's good. I never heard it presented that way though.
Area. Yeah. Well, it's not. The red area is within the 15 or 20 yard line. The touchdown, the end zone area. Is different. That should be treated special. And if the defense, you should reward the defense. Again, we need to give the defense some more edges
here. Good
point.
I like that. We've never had a rule in place that really does reward the defense. Everything's been offensive, generated. And look, that rule, I get why people hate that rule. I really do. And I think it probably is the number one hated rule in the NFL. But we benefited from it. So I'm not going to say get rid of that rule, because if Sorensen doesn't make that play,
that was crazy.
We lose that game.
That was not headed in the right direction.
Let's say it goes out of bounds there, and the rule in place is the offense gets the ball at the 20-yard line going in.
Yes.
Hey, I got a bold take for you. How about a team rule? if your player fumbles the ball before crossing the goal line, he's suspended the next game without pay. You know we're going to see that this year.
It happens every year.
Some guy picks six, drops the ball.
Drops the ball.
Like there's a huge, it's the biggest white line on the field.
Yes.
Well,
just cross it.
It's hard for some. It's very difficult for some.
Your punishment is you're not playing next week, and you're suspended to pay.
And you get mocked.
Yeah. Speaking of mocks, there's a mock draft or a mock online betting source. Deshaun Watson, plus 100 overseas betting, as the first quarterback to be benched at plus 100. Tua Tagovailoa is plus 250, and Geno Smith at plus 350. Those are your leaders in the clubhouse preseason. By the way, if you want to know where Patrick Mahomes is, plus 30,000 last on the list.
Last on the list. All these losers out here saying he wasn't going to play and all this kind of stuff. Last. Get bent. Josh Allen has better odds to be benched than Patrick Mahomes does.
It's not much more, though. I think it's
250 to 1 to 300 to 1. But Still, going into the season with the way people were talking about Patrick Mahomes, oh, he's not going to come back, blah, blah, blah. You think he'd been lower on that list?
I'm not sure Tua gets the starting nod anyway, as Michael Penix is back practicing. So anything's got to be better than what they have seen. Coming up on the other side is the manager of the Royals, who have won 9 straight. They go for 10 in a row. We'll talk to Matt Cotrero next here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for the Kansas City Royals.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty. Tune in to hear Nate Taylor of ESPN every Thursday at 8:20. Right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at Golden Oak Lending want to be part of your family like they are part of our family, because over the years you run into some situations and you need help, right? And that's what family's there for. And that's what Golden Oak is there for, to help you as well in financial situations. You've got equity built up in your home. It's time to use that equity for you. And it's time for you to take that free mortgage checkup from my friends over at Golden Oak Lending. And don't feel bad about it. It's tough right now, right? You got some high interest credit cards that you're trying to get paid off. Grocery prices are up. Prices at the pump are very expensive right now. Everyday expenses just keep you up at night. And maybe you are making those monthly payments, but you still can't get ahead. You make the minimum payment, but because of high interest, those balances barely move, or maybe they just keep growing. You may have built equity in your home that can help out. A simple refinance from Golden Oak Lending may allow you to use that equity to consolidate high interest credit cards and other bills into one manageable monthly payment, which gives you the much needed breathing room you've been looking for. So start with that free mortgage checkup, 913-890-GOLD. That's 913-890-GOLD, or check them out at goldenoaklending.com. Golden Oak Lending, MLS 114937.
You know your age, your weight, your income, and probably even the mileage on your car. But what's your testosterone level, and is that level normal for your age? If you don't know the answer, Low T Center can help, and we'll do it for free. Come take a free testosterone test and find out if Low T Center can help invigorate your life like it has for thousands of other men in Kansas City. Go to fixmylowt.com and book an appointment today. That's fixmylowt.com for your free T-test today.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at Hy-Vee are making things easy, convenient, and fast for you right now. I know, like a lot of folks, we're back in it, man. School is here. Busy days, busy nights, everybody going in different directions. And you look at yourself and you go, I just don't have time to get to the store. What are we going to do? Well, Hy-Vee is going to take care of all of that for you. And you can have your groceries delivered in as little as 30 minutes. And that's why I love Hy-Vee's new Get It Faster service. When you're crunched for time and you need something fast, Hy-Vee to the rescue. Just download the Hy-Vee app or go to Hy-Vee.com. Choose your store, select your items, and let Hy-Vee do all the shopping for you. Choose the Get It Faster option, and your groceries will be ready in a snap. So try it for yourself. Get It Faster delivery or pickup only at Hy-Vee.
And Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
If you're looking for a new job and to work for a great local company, Gann Asphalt and Concrete is hiring. Top pay in the industry, health, vision, dental insurance, paid time off, and advancement opportunities. Check them out at GannAsphalt.com. One contractor, all things parking lot.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit swlinjurylaw.com.
Missouri side 70 westbound accident at 470 has you down to one lane. Heavy delays from Woods Chapel. Kansas side 435 eastbound. Heavy at Quivira with an accident. Slowdowns back onto K10 from Renner. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Listen to the Royals and Guardians over on the AM 610 this Friday with Vern's pregame starting at 5 and first pitch just after 6 on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan, KFNZ FM and AM HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station. This is Fescoe and Dusty.
I got Mahomes' balls in my hands.
On your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Oh, yeah, football.
From potholes to pop-ups, we got it covered.
Hey!
Here's Bob Fescoe.
Take a bite out of my ass.
And Dusty Likens.
Big nuts. Well, Q, that's one way to start your Wednesday with us here on 96.5 The Fans. We're now joined by Royals manager Matt Cottrell. Matt, how's the Wednesday morning in Canada so far?
You having Canadian bacon?
Beautiful day here. Get a good view of the lake. It's a nice day. And they had the roof open last night, which is they don't always do that here in the summertime, but it was nice.
Yeah, you ever go up in that CN tower and look down and see, anything like that? You ever get to do any of those touristy things? Everybody says Toronto's great, and I've never been there.
I have not done that. I don't think that's my cup of tea up there, but a couple of the guys went up there yesterday. A couple of the TV guys went up, and they were hanging off the edge. And our security guy went up there. Yeah, it's an interesting look when you're on the field and you look up there and you see the people hanging off the edge of it, with there's like a ring around the edge of it, and they hang out over it. It's pretty intimidating.
Like when you say hang out, are they on like bungee cords, or are they just standing out in open air?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think they're harnessed in pretty good.
Oh my! I got to see this. I'm afraid of heights, like in that type of situation. So there's no chance I'm doing anything like that.
Yeah, there's a ring around the outside of it. There's an observation thing like glass that you can walk on. That you're completely enclosed, but there's a ring that they strap you to somehow, and you hang out. Your feet are on the ring, and you're kind of just facing down. And when you look up from the field, you see the people they look tiny because they're way up there. But, yeah, I don't think I'm doing that either.
No, I'd rather step in the box with no helmet against Jacob Mizorowski than do any of that, Q. Hey, real quick, the passing of Dolly Parton, what's your favorite memory or song of Dolly Parton?
Yeah, what a legend, I was watching some clips that on YouTube today, like her on Johnny Carson. I remember that as a kid, one of those when she was on Johnny Carson. That was fun. Just an icon, the music was great. I never made it to Dolly World. That would have been fun. I guess they'll probably still be there, but
yeah.
I don't know. I always liked, for what as corny as it is, I loved that 9 to 5 movie when I was a kid.
So last night's game, Michael Massey updated. I want to say when I was watching him, what I heard, maybe it was got a little bounce of the head off the turf there in last night's game.
Yeah, he went up the middle, backhanded that ball, and then threw off balance. And when he went down, just banged his head. Little bit of a sore neck last night, but when we left, he was feeling good. We just have to monitor. We're going to check in with him here this morning, see how he's feeling, but we don't think it's anything to worry about.
And then Cag's ankle, I know they said in the broadcast they woke up, didn't feel right, but was available off the bench. I would assume that means that today is probably the day he gets back out there?
I hope so. Yeah, I mean, hopefully it was, we were hoping for yesterday, but basically he said yesterday he felt the same as Sunday, so we weren't going to push it. We know we're on the turf here for a couple days, and so that's another factor to consider. But, yeah, as soon as he's ready, he'll be back in there.
9 in a row is damn impressive, and a lot of it has to do with you got a ninth-inning guy now shutting stuff down. How much easier is it for you and less stressful for you knowing, hey, Kimbrel's out there taking care of business?
Well, I mean, we've only used him in the one save opportunity. He's pitched earlier in the game. Cruz and Pearson have been handling the ninth based on the matchups, and they've done a good job. But the guys throughout the bullpen, Schreiber's been on a good run. So is Lang, so getting Thomas out there too as a lefty, that's been nice. He threw the seventh yesterday, but yeah, the guys have been throwing the ball well out of the pen, and that's definitely been a big boost.
I've seen a lot of during this, and I think it was kind of almost like right before it, and of this winning streak that you guys are on. And there's been this, like, I don't want to say it's weird because that's not the right word, but there's been this like passionate uptick in charge that I've seen from Salvador Perez. Wonder if maybe you could walk us through of like where that's kind of, I know Sal's always been a passionate player, but man, like, hits the outfield or, a single late in the game. And then there's the fist pumps to the dugout. Is that something you've noticed, or is that something that's behind the scenes that maybe you could talk us through that?
Well, I mean, he's had more success, which, he brings the same passion every day. But when, if you're getting out or you're, not producing in big spots, you're not going to be pumping your fist, and I mean, I think the guys feed off of his energy and as well as others. But when he's having that success, the fans get to see it more. And I think, that comes through more, and then it becomes more contagious. It's the old, do you need success for confidence or confidence for success? And I think we're getting a little bit of both of it right now, and Salvy's a big reason. But his passion hasn't waned at all.
Right. And hard to lead, too, when you're not having that success, isn't it?
Well, I think he does. That's the thing, is he does it. That's one of the best things I talk about with him in 23 is he was the same guy every single day. Now, you just don't get to see it as much, or it's not celebrated as much when you lose the game, So, but his work ethic, his passion, you guys see it. You've seen it forever. The big smile, the way he interacts with people, how much fun he has. You just can't celebrate it as much when you're losing. So when it comes out more, and then it becomes a big thing, and people start to feed off it even more.
What's been the difference? Maybe, I don't know. 9 in a row is a lot. I mean, like that's a hell of a number right there to continue to win 9 in a row. Like what's changed? What's taken off? Why do you see this team winning 9 in a row like this?
Well, I mean, pitching is a big part of it, like you mentioned at the beginning. But then, it was also the time we got Vinny back. We got Michael back there briefly, and they both came back having success, and that was a boost to the morale as well to get guys that you were expecting. Izzy came back and had a really good week at home too. So we've been getting balance. That's what teams, when you win, it's not going to be the same guy every night, and. That's been a big factor on both sides of the ball, and we've also played really good defense.
I know that part of your, things in the sport of baseball is like the next day. You can only worry about the next day, right? And I think that was what Ryan said last night in the pregame. But is there a message in the locker room of like, why not us? Like, why not do this magical run? I know what the record is. I know what the games back are. I know that not a lot of teams look at that, but is there maybe that sort of message with the way the vibes are going?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we have meetings every day and talk about, hey, we need to win this game. I mean, that's what we're here to do every single day, is put it out there and try to win the game. So if you get through one game and then you move to the next day and you can stack another one, then you start to build momentum. But it's certainly not like Major League where hey, we need to win this many games and you're checking off boxes. That's just not the reality.
So you don't have a statue of Sherman in the locker room where you're peeling away the wins?
I thought you had that.
You weren't supposed to tell anybody that again.
Oh, well, enjoy today. Go get that series win, and then who knows? Maybe you're getting another sweep, and you head out to Cleveland and take care of the Central team there as well. So, Q, we appreciate the time, and keep things rolling, man.
And if you can get Sam Malone for your bullpen, go ahead and do that, okay?
Yeah, that was a great picture.
Wasn't it fantastic?
Right. Thanks, guys.
You bet. That's Royals manager Matt Cotrero there as they talk about this. He talks about the 9-game winning streak.
Yeah. So if you didn't see this the other day, and a lot of people probably did, and NBC put out a graphic celebrating they were going to have the Red Sox on or whatever, right? And they put like all these Red Sox greats, and one of the pictures was Sam Malone, who played a pitcher in Cheers, and he was never played for the Red Sox, but like they had all these great Red Sox, and a picture of Sam Malone was included, and the caption was, "Did they do this on purpose or not, or was it just a randomly generated like AI graphic?" Or somebody who didn't know about Cheers. So I sent it over to Q. I go, look at this. This is fantastic. And like, because we're old and we love that show so much, we're like dying together. Like somebody actually thought Sam Malone played for the Boston Red Sox.
Oh, boy. I mean, somebody doesn't know that Andy Reid coached the Philadelphia.
I know. It's unbelievable.
Did you know Carlos Beltran played for the Royals?
He did.
Yeah.
That's another good one, too, right?
Yeah, that's up there. I mean, I'm trying to think of others.
Joe Montana played for the 49ers. A lot of people don't know that.
I think it'd be the other way around.
I know.
Yeah, for sure. I think it'd be the...
Or, Steve Young played in the USFL and played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers before the 49ers. Yeah. Or was it the Tampa Bay Band? I think it was the Band. I don't know if he played for the Bucs, but he played in the USFL, and he was somewhere else before the 49ers.
And Kurt Warner was in a grocery store.
He was.
Mm-hmm.
Bagging groceries.
Oh, man. Did we lose Mac?
I don't know.
I don't know where he is.
I can't tell if Mac's in there or not. I don't think he is.
Do we just go to break and wait for him to come freak out?
I don't know. What do we do? Like Mac, legitimately, Mac is gone.
He's had enough. Maybe he's collabing with Cody singing a song right now.
I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's talking to that guy in the break room that we didn't know who it was.
I've never seen that guy in my life, but he definitely had the credentials of an Odyssey label.
Right.
It wasn't. Oh, there he is, sprinting down the hallway.
Sprinting down the hallway. Like, what is he doing?
We'll get into the Chiefs trade from yesterday as you're listening to the 96.5 The Fan. You're home for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Good morning, Kansas City. It's Ken Walker III, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at the Sheet Metal Workers Local Number 2 do amazing things here in Kansas City because that's their mission, to build strong partnerships between members, business partners, customers, and our community. And there's zero cost to become a partner contractor with the Sheet Metal Workers Local Number 2. So if you're an architectural sheet metal contractor, they'll provide a flexible workforce for your project demands, timelines, and economic conditions. They'll take care of everything for you. And that way you're freed up to go out there and make more money. When you partner with us, you're connected to elite craftsmanship. Our members install metal roofing, siding, and decorative features on our region's most landmark buildings, like the top of Bartle Hall, the Kaufman Performing Arts Center, and the iconic crown at Kaufman Stadium. They'll provide the manpower specifically for the architectural sheet metal community. And there's no downside. It's completely free with zero obligation. Just straightforward information on how they can grow your business and your profit margins. Sheet Metal Workers Local Number 2. We're an old union with a new perspective on business. Learn more at sheetmetal2.org.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Paid for client betrayal and endorsement. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Give me one good reason why I should call DM Law. How about 3 great reasons? 1, it's easy. 2, it's fast. 3, the results.
Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends at Park & Go are going to make your airport parking experience exceptional, wonderful, and awesome. And you're going to park at Park & Go, and you're going to be like, this is the greatest parking experience ever. Number one, they make it so easy to make your reservation at bookparkandgo.com. Boom, you're done. Make your reservation, right? Once you make that flight reservation, make your parking reservation so you know it is taken care of. And then you're going to want to prepay, because when you prepay, you save money. Then you're set to go. When you show up on the day of your flight, they'll direct you to that covered parking space that they have reserved for you. And as soon as you're in that covered spot, the van meets you and takes you right to the airport terminal. And when you're there, you're relaxed and ready to go. When you get back, grab your bags, walk outside, jump on the bus, and it's right back to the trunk of your car. So do what we did and join their frequent parker program and earn points towards free parking. Reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com. The best deals in parking. Bookparkandgo.com. Park and Go, family owned and operated.
I'm McCall with Lee Summit Subaru, and it's time to make a big deal out of nothing. Lee Summit Subaru's 0% event. Get up to 0% on select 2026 Subaru models for up to 72 months. And we have the largest selection of Subaru certified vehicles in Kansas City.
0% event and a lifetime warranty. Fall in love with driving again at Lee Summit Subaru. The Subaru A Lot to Love event.
VIN number 4S4SLD L61T3038472. Based on 2025 Kansas City inventory listings.
Imagine buying your next car from one dealership.
With the support of many.
With everything you'll ever need.
When you buy from any of the Balderson Auto Group dealerships, you're getting the support from all of our dealerships.
Like our 100 service bays, collision, and detail centers.
And our free exclusive lifetime warranty. No other auto group gives you that.
From north, central, south, the Balderson Auto Group has you covered.
A family committed to
excellence, growth,
and harmony.
Go to bagkc.com.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account.
When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything.
Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
It's time to get everything you need for the job from one partner. No more juggling vendors. We've got your entire job supply covered. Supply the entire job with job lot quantities of everything you need, from flooring to roofing, with access to thousands of products not available in stores. More products mean more colors, sizes, and finishes, so you can get exactly what you need to get the job done. Learn more at the Pro Desk, the Home Depot Pro. It's about time.
Dana, listen, I want to talk to you about something. Every Thursday, you do know that we're hanging out with some of the biggest names in comedy and entertainment, right?
Are you kidding me? Who's been on this show?
We have great people, a lot of fun. And Mondays, it's you and I to ourselves. We riff on life, pop culture, clips online, every stupid thing. So everybody out there, join us Mondays, Thursdays, Fly on the Wall, wherever you get your podcasts. It's a lot of fun, it's a lot of laughs, and it's a lot of stupidity.
Today, expect patchy fog in the morning, followed by mostly sunny skies with a high of 89.
Weather brought to you by Staples. It's the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech and more at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Your smile is like a breath of spring, voice is soft as summer rain, but I cannot compete with you.
Well,
he talks about you to sleep. There's nothing I can do.
R.I.P. to the queen herself, Dolly Parton. Rest in power, my lady. Rest in power as you change more lives than you could possibly imagine. It is a Wednesday here on 96.5 The Fan. McMurray, Bob Fescoe, and myself, Dusty Likens, with you for about another 40 minutes. And then you get Cody, Gold, and Drew coming up after that from 10 until 2. We did do the Fescoe and Dusty poll question on The Fan 965.
I'm loving it. Well, hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
Hello. Which Dolly Parton song is your favorite? between 9 to 5 or Jolene, 60.2% say Jolene.
Oh, there you go. I looked up this edge walk that Q was talking about on the tower in Canada. No chance.
No.
You are out in open air. You are in a harness strapped to the tower, and then you lean out over.
No.
You go to cntower.ca and look at
way out of it.
I mean, I'm looking at this right now wanting to throw up. There is no chance I would get up on anything like that. And then you're at the game and you're looking up and these people are hanging over the stadium? No.
So what would be like your level of height?
You're looking at it.
Okay. 2 stories?
I think, like, I never
rode the Mamba?
I never did rides. I always got motion sickness, so rides were never for me. So I've never been an amusement park guy. Because
Never went up in the arch?
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah,
when it used to rock?
Maybe it swayed a little, but that's different because I was inside.
Okay.
The afraid of heights thing for me is when I'm outside. And I realized that, like I've told 1,000 times, riding my bike over the Golden Gate Bridge on one of our baseball trips, and I think it was 2015. And I looked at it and went, oh, God. So that, like 11 years ago, I'm like, oh, man. So, yeah, outside scares the hell out of me. I'm not afraid to fly. I'm not afraid to go up in tall buildings or anything like that. But if I go outside, you can feel the nerves, I guess.
Could you go outside on the towers back in the day, the Twin Tower? Could you go on the top of that?
Yeah, I'm trying to think if we were out. I don't know.
Did you ever do that as a kid?
You know, as a kid, it was different. Like I said, I didn't realize I had a height fear until 2015. It's 11 years ago.
Mac, you a big heights guy?
Yeah, I'm all in on that.
Okay.
So you would do the CN Tower thing?
For sure.
Have you
Anything
looked at
like
it?
that? Yeah, I mean.
You are looking at it right now?
Yeah, yes.
You do that?
I would definitely do that.
God love you, bro.
Skydiving, all that stuff.
Oh, God, no, that's out. 100%.
I think the scariest thing I ever did was the stratosphere in Vegas.
No, not doing that either.
They had the detonator on top. They had the cart that goes over the building and drops, and then they have the little octopus thing that goes around. But that one got shut down right before my stepdad and I were about to get next in line.
Oh, yeah, that story. Yeah, that's,
brutal.
Yeah,
There's a bolt that fell up.
Yeah, they said, we got a loose bolt. And they're like, yeah, it's a little too windy for the ride. And we're going, that's not the real reason, but we're going down fast.
Yeah, we're getting the hell out of here, you know.
The detonator one was crazy. I never heard my stepdad sound like that in my life. I mean, it sounded like a squirrel got its nuts pinched.
No, I mean, no, I don't know what I would do if I was
like,
on
all right,
something
everybody,
like that.
just make sure everybody's passing in. And he was,
Yeah.
It's like, I mean.
So you like thrills and all that kind of stuff?
Absolutely.
Like,
yeah, that adrenaline rush,
okay.
all of it.
Oh, I
yes.
like a good adrenaline rush, but not where I feel like I'm in danger.
Where you feel like, yeah. That's what brings the adrenaline to me. I got to feel like I'm in danger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
so
I'm in
this
on
is,
that.
if I'm in a building with a really high ceiling and I look up, the nerves start kicking in for me.
Oh, when you look up.
Oh, wow.
Wow. I never had that one. I'm looking up right now. I've never had something like that. That sucks.
Yeah, that does.
Yeah.
Because when we were in New York, we went up in the new Trade Center tower. That elevator takes you, 200 floors in 60 seconds?
1,776 feet, whatever floors that is.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But we got in there and it was just like, and you're like, whoa, okay, did we just teleport?
Like, see, I could stay up there all day and look out and be just fine. But if that was open air, I don't think
so
I
you
could.
wouldn't like cliff jump at a lake.
Dude.
Oh man, I love that.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
do
a
love
great
that.
one. Yep.
We had a spot in Shell Knob. It was by the bridge. My dad and stepmom and sisters are all down there right now, and there was a rope swing, and you had to climb up and pull the rope over, and then you'd swing off.
I may do a rope swing.
Yeah.
I don't know that
Something to hold on to.
But I watch these guys, when we're down at the lake and they're at the park there, the Tonka State Park, jumping off the cliffs, and I'm like, no chance I'm climbing up there and doing that. I'd be the one that slips, falls, cracks my head, left for dead. Because Tammy would take that boat the hell out of there real fast. We didn't see anything.
And then Jamaica, you can go to Rick's Cafe, and they have like 3 different levels of cliffs. And
But is it set up for it's easy to get up there? Like, are you climbing on rocks or is it platforms?
No, they have like little ladders and steps,
I could
and
do
then you
that.
go around.
I think
and
I'd be
there's-
okay with that.
I want to say there's just like a little 10-foot jump, which a lot of people end up doing. And then there's, I want to say it's like 30, 45, and then they have like the big one. But my skill set did not accept me to do the tallest one. Because when I went off the first time of the second to tallest one, the guy's like, man, you got to knock yourself out, man. You got to lean forward and put your feet down. And I was like, all right, well, walk me through it. And then I did the second time. Luckily, that one on video is
blow
is
your
a little-
nose out doing it if you hit it
Well,
wrong.
a lot of guys will jump flat-footed, and you'll break your ankle.
Yeah.
You'll get a very bad splash burn.
Yeah.
You got to go in hot dog style, but you don't want to lean forward. So
So-
you lean forward, gravity will take you forward. You'll
Yeah.
smack face down. You want to lean backwards, smack face back. So you got to kind of like jump and like have
I'm out.
No, it's fun, man.
That's just too much of like, I got to do what? I'm out.
No, it's
don't
fun,
need
man.
that.
They're super kind. Then they have like their professional guys that go up there and they climb up on this tree limb.
Yeah.
And they're standing on it and they'll do like 3
Oh,
flips
that's
and
cool.
dive into it.
Yeah.
You're like, I got a better chance at dunking a basketball than ever doing that successfully.
Yeah. I mean, I did the high dive over a Blue Jacket when that was open back in the day, but I think I only did that one time probably. But
somebody says, if you ever have an issue with heights, just go call Blunt Man Jones. He'll be there to help you. That's crazy.
Perfect.
Blunt Man Jones.
So I'm still getting ran over for my tweet yesterday when I saw the announcement of the trade as the Giants are trading guard Joshua. How do we say this name again, Mac? Ezadu?
Isn't it Ekru?
Izudu.
Joe Izuzu.
To the Chiefs for a 2028 7th rounder. Per me and Mike Garofalo, some depth to add to Kansas City. I quote tweeted that and said, immediate reaction, they're worried about Trey Smith or they're worried about Josh Simmons. I got ratioed, and, one is Dusty. This is such a bad take, buddy. Come on. Others were like, I think this is a depth piece. I think this is the depth piece. I think this is a depth piece. I think it's because they realize their backup and interior offensive line is rough. Comes from Tucker Franklin. And, after seeing a lot of those comments and reading into it, it is a depth piece. But I'm also in this world right now where I understand that Andy Reid's they're fine. But the one little voice that speaks in my head is they might be fine. And if there was a game on Monday night this week, I would assume, because if they're all fine, that means they would all play.
Mm-hmm.
This is the dog days of summer for football players, hell, for a lot of people, right? You're getting in the swing of school, kids are going back, and now the heat's still there. You woke up this morning, couldn't see within 3 feet because of the dense fog.
God, it was awful this morning.
And, you look at football, and it's man, we're just ready to go out there and play competitive football. Preseason, we don't play. It's a big tease. I want to get out there on the field. But, man, you think about all their fine injuries. It's been Josh Simmons' back. It's been Trey Smith's hip, Tyquan Thornton's hamstring, and now we hear about Ken Walker has, the foot issue that kept him out of practice yesterday. And then, of course, everybody says, oh, it's fine. It's, everything's great.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, I think it's just human nature for some of us that when we hear it's fine over and over again, you start to understand or start to think to yourself inside your cranium, which is it really just fine? Is it really, it's really just fine? And, the analogy that I used earlier, which is you guys are married, where it's hey, so-and-so wants to hang out. I'm going to go out there and do that. That's fine. You're
mm-hmm.
Is it fine? Why are you asking if you don't think it is? I don't know. It's just a vague response. And we know that Andy Reid has been very, very good at leaving things vague and, living up to that. He's fine. He'd be out there. If there's a game tomorrow, he'll play. Right? That's what we heard about Mansour Delane.
Yeah.
Who's also been banged up in practice.
Mm-hmm.
Xavier Worthy, banged up in practice. That is 6 to 7 guys that are starters and key people on your line or on your offense or on your team, in fact. But again, it's more so I'm sure it is fine, but I'm a little bit of a worrywart in the NFL because these things seem to me I hope we're not going into the bye week being man, I know we lost Gelati with the plantar issue. That foot for Ken Walker keeps him, from the full ability that he may be able to do. Trey Smith's letting guys through because that hip's just not quite right. And then we go back to be remember when we were told everything was fine? So that's just where my fear is.
Mm-hmm.
I trust the Chiefs and what they do. They've had one down year in the last decade. But I hope it really, truly is everything is fine.
Yeah, and I've gotten to that point in my life where I'm I'm just not going to sit here and fret these injuries right now because there's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing you, me, the next guy, there's nothing any of us can do about it. Does it change the season? Potentially it does. But I think what we're looking at here right now, though, guys, is just a problem that we see around the NFL, and that is preseason. And, I was talking to somebody around the league yesterday about this, and the response, I got back, we were having a conversation. We just need to play 18 games and get rid of preseason. And that's coming from somebody anybody in the NFL. And I think, obviously, as we all know, we've talked about it for 100 years now, that's where they're headed to the 18-game schedule. But I feel like because we're starting to get more and more sentiment about just going to the 18-game schedule and maybe getting rid of preseason football, maybe preseason football does become an afterthought, because the biggest problem with preseason football is the unknown, and that's where those injuries do happen. And that's why you're seeing the Chiefs be cautious with so many people, because half the league plays their guys, half the league doesn't play their guys. You see it all the time around the NFL, and then you've got people with different agendas out there, people with different kind of expectations out there. Dusty, you're coaching a team, you're in your first year. I'm coaching a team, I'm in year 14. My goals are completely different than what your goals are in the preseason. They probably don't jive, right? Or, Mac, you're a guy who's trying to make the 53-man roster. Dusty, you're fine. You're on the 53-man roster. Your approach to preseason games is completely different than Mac's approach to preseason games, because you got a job. He's trying to make a point and trying to get a job. So maybe he plays through the whistle or overplays a play or hits somebody late because he's got that adrenaline, as he talked about, going because he's trying to make the team. And that's why preseason football is so ridiculous, and why the Chiefs are being so extra cautious at this point in time is because they don't want to put these guys in a situation where, who are we playing this weekend? I'm going, but I'm drawing a blank. Is it Arizona?
No, we're at home.
Yeah, I know, but who against who?
It's the Rams.
The Rams. No, we already played the Rams.
No, it's the Seahawks.
Seahawks, right?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay,
yeah, I couldn't remember.
So they're probably not playing a lot of they're probably not going to travel a lot of their guys, because you're not going to come to Kansas City and then go to Australia next week.
These guys aren't getting hurt in the game.
That's what I was going to say. None of these guys for the Chiefs have gotten hurt in preseason.
But you're keeping them out of stuff because you're just at that point of year where your veteran players don't need to be in the rigmarole in the mix. And if there's any sort of nagging injury, just take them out right now. Trey Smith not earning a roster spot. Josh Simmons not. Ken Walker, none of these guys are earning a roster spot. So just take them out of the positions of practice and all this kind of stuff. Let these guys go out there and battle for this. This is the final week of training camp, so to speak, and let them take care of things. We got 14 days to go before the first NFL game. Next week is when we can start really thinking about injuries and how serious these things are. Because right now, I don't give it.
Gelati got actually hurt in practice. Josh Simmons actually got hurt in practice. Trey Simmons actually got hurt in practice. Of course, so that's part of it. But I don't think it's just the preseason. I think it's the extended season. I think it's the extended where I think it's the NFL's fault. This is not preseason.
Well, it's a violent game, though, Mac. I mean, injuries are going to happen.
Of course,
too. Again,
in
training camp,
it's not happening in preseason.
No, but it's happening. It's happening in preseason practice, though. And
don't get rid of practices.
No, I'm not saying that at all. I didn't say that. I said get rid of the preseason games. Nobody wants them. The players don't want them. The management doesn't want them. Fans don't want them. Nobody wants these preseason games. Just dump all the preseason games.
Would be much better.
Yeah, depending on how you look at it. For whatever reason, Andy Reid doesn't like joint practices, and every one of them ends in a brawl.
Well, you need something. You can't just go. You're going to have even more injuries if you have nothing.
But what do colleges do? Because they don't have preseason.
Scrimmages galore.
Not against other teams,
No,
though.
but they are full contact, full tackle
against themselves.
scrimmages.
Yeah, they do it against themselves, and that's
And then
fine.
they start against East Toenail State.
Right.
And then they warm up, things like that. But no, you're playing. And you're lifting weights, and they do hitting drills. They do Oklahoma drills. They don't do that in the NFL. They're working on their tackling. They're working on hitting drills. So they're getting hit the whole time.
But Ken Walker's always had a kind of a history of he's always had a sore foot. And he was out there in his uniform yesterday. No brace, no tape, nothing. He's fine, right? And this is just, all right, we got to get some of these other guys a little bit of work. Maybe you're banged up a little bit. Let's give you a little rest, man. We got a couple of weeks before. We want to make sure everybody's healthy going into the season. And I think at this point of the year, you play everything extra cautious. Everything extra cautious at this point in time. I don't need to see these guys run around in September, or not September, but August, doing preseason football. And I'm to the point in my life where I'm not going to have the stress of worrying about these guys' health. If they get hurt, they get hurt. It's on to the next. And that's why you make these trades. This is what they do. There's literally nothing. It's like worrying about the weather. There's nothing we can do. It's going to happen. Weather's going to weather. Injuries are going to happen. It's how do you handle those injuries? How do you respond to those injuries? And how deep is your roster? And I think it probably got a little bit deeper yesterday with, what was it, Brad Ekwerekwu that they got, or whoever that guy was?
Yeah, I don't think Izudu is a factor at all.
He's a 9-10 offensive lineman. He's a backup guy.
That's
adding depth, though. You're making
irrelevance.
no, it's not. You're making your roster better. you're improving your roster depth.
I don't think he improved the roster.
Over some of the other guys that we've seen play in the preseason?
I mean, he has looked terrible. I mean, I went back on a rabbit hole last night and watched him play. I mean, the dude looked awful.
We'll see.
He looked like a revolving door at tackle.
I mean, you got Justin Pugh out here, 10-year NFL veteran, who says this guy he thought was a first-round draft pick based on his footwork and the way that he plays. So
that's what the Giants thought too. That's why they moved him out to tackle, and then he sucks.
And maybe the Chiefs move him back inside to guard, and maybe he takes off, and maybe coaching here helps him change the scenery. You mentioned Kadarius Toney earlier, how important he was once he left the Giants that first year here. Change of scenery does a lot for a lot of people. And so I think by having that change of scenery, maybe a fresh start in a new organization, you gave up a 7th-round pick in 2028 for it. It's a nice depth piece to have on your roster right now. So that's where we are at this point in time. I don't get worked up over it. You can get worked up all you want. I don't care anymore. I'm too old to know
worked up.
That. No, I'm not saying. I'm saying, but you're like, well, what are we supposed to do? How are we supposed to handle all this? Well, how are you supposed to handle it is the way that the Chiefs are handling it. You're a veteran. You got something that's barking at you, something that's sore. Let us know. We'll get you the hell out of there because we know you don't need to get ready for this stuff.
If I may, and I respect everyone's opinions, it's not the word injury that has me concerned. As you say, you can't worry about the weather. Well, you can when it says severe thunderstorm warning. You then do have to worry about the weather because there is something you can do. That is monitor the situation and stay away from, dangerous areas or get home and, seek shelter. It's more so where these injuries are to these players. Your left tackle has a back issue. Your right guard has a hip issue. Your running back has a foot issue. Your wide receiver 3 on your depth chart has a hamstring issue. And one of your defensive ends has a foot issue. So, to me, yes, I don't think that there is an issue with the injuries that happen. Hell, we saw Jamar Chase almost snap his leg yesterday. And, I mean, even
that's an injury to be worried about. Then, yeah,
but apparently it's not.
He's okay. He's fine. Yeah, he's fine.
You see Ashton Genty. Everyone thought he tore his ACL. They were on one knee praying for the guy. Turns out it's a severe high ankle injury. That is going to affect him the rest of the year.
High ankle injuries for a running back. Now, that's something different, yeah.
That's still that area, though, the foot, the thing that he is going to use more often than not. If it was Trey Smith has a, back shoulder blade issue, I'd be like, all right, well, that's not necessarily the hip position. I understand that's still part of the body, but, at that point, it doesn't have me to the level of, the hip. I don't want to hear the excuse of, well, we knew they were hurt in the preseason. Well, you told me everything was fine. So what is it?
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. And I don't want to see, I pray that I never see 6-11 again.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we can't worry about other people's bodies and what they're going to do, but we can worry that if these are more than just, if they're more severe than everything's fine, and we go out there and see a team, because 3 of those guys I mentioned are a huge impact to keep sure that Patrick Mahomes doesn't go through what he went through again last year. And that is your left tackle, your right guard, and your running back. And Mac has said the key to this team being successful this year is the man who wears number 9. Mm-hmm. And if he can't be out there because of a nagging foot injury, then I don't know what happens. And then again, it makes me go back and believe, was it really just fine? And maybe it was at the time. But I think it's just where those injuries are is what gives me a level of concern. Now, put it on a scale of 1 to 10, Dusty's freaking out and Dusty's fine. It's a 4.5. Mm-hmm. I'm not at an 8.5 or a 9, Now, the Thornton thing, after seeing Danon's reaction when we talked to him about it at Kauffman Stadium, that made me concerned a little bit because he's a former wide receiver in the sport. And you hear hamstrings, those are never good. And I'm like, okay, that's the best source I have for that position, that injury. So, I'm not, sky is falling, season's over, let's move on to 2027. That is not where I'm at. I'm just at the point where I'm concerned that all is fine is really not just fine. And again, it's out of my control. So, we'll see. We got 2.5 weeks until this team plays, but we're going to find out real quickly how much health they really are in, because they're going to play against a defensive line That is ferocious.
I'm more concerned about Ken Walker living up to his contract than I am about his injuries, because free agent running back contracts, I've never been a huge fan of them. Sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't. Sometimes you're Saquon Barkley, sometimes you're not. So I have a bigger concern with that, because you look at past and what running backs have done when they've gotten that second contract, a lot of them don't live up to that. And so I think there's going to be obviously a lot of us paying attention to everything that Kenneth Walker's doing. I could just see it the first play, he gains 3 yards and everybody loses their mind.
And then other people are really fine, like from the 918, arguing over depth for the Chiefs. Great show today, guys. I'd rather watch paint dry than listen to this.
So then go do it. But you're still here listening.
You talk about heights you talk about heights that fear you. How about this? A Virginia doctor woke up to find a bat trying to get into her mouth, prompting an urgent warning about rabies exposure in Richmond homes.
No. Did you see what's going on in Nepal
Could
today?
Could you imagine?
Did you see the video from Nepal today that I just read?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Prayers needed there, man.
Nepal is living through a nightmare, it says. It's hard to believe these are real images. Bridges, roads, cars, homes have been swept away. Hundreds of people are missing and carried off by raging floodwaters right now. I just retweeted this thing. I mean, I've never seen anything like that. My God.
Yeah, I've got to look it up because Twitter's stupid and you can't see retweets on people's profiles anymore.
Not
but
anymore.
I will.
What?
No,
yeah, you can only see it if it's on your For You page. So if I scrolled past and saw Bob Fescoe reposted, great, then it's there. But if I go to your page, your reposts don't show up.
You have to click on, don't you have to click on something now? Like where it says repost, you have to click on
That's
there.
for yours.
Yeah, that's for
like
yours.
Your personal
but
ones.
maybe he's right.
I don't know.
Oh, on the computer? Yeah, I guess I don't have that on my phone. Yeah, you're right. Okay, now I can. Whoa. Oh, my God. That's awful.
Look at the way it just wiped out that bridge.
That's insane. Holy
Yeah,
crap, man.
And we got Ken Walker's footwork.
Well done.
Perspective, right?
Well done. Coming up, we'll get into another Dolly Parton topic. Plus, Bob's got, he saw the Barstool Uber Eats video throwdown, and he's got a situation that he could see happening here locally. Here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty. Weekday mornings starting at 6 right here on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, my friends over at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control are just exceptional. They take care of every little detail. And I've been talking a lot about Jake from Aspen this week because he made cookies for everybody, and they are phenomenal. And you see the detail and the work and the time that Jake put into these cookies, and you eat it, and you're like, this is the best cookie I've ever had. And then I think about it, and I go, yeah, that's because that's what Jake does with Aspen when he takes care of my lawn, right? Puts in every single detail of effort, knows exactly what he's doing. Everything is meticulous, and everything is perfect. And that's why our yard is finally awesome, because the folks over at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control put in detail into our yard, just like Jake does with those cookies. And every yard is different, so every yard is treated differently at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. They're college-educated professionals that know exactly what they're doing for the climate right here in Kansas City. And they have the mosquito dome as well. So when we're sitting outside enjoying our yard, we know we're protected from the mosquitoes, and our dog is protected from the fleas and ticks also. Right now, Aspen's going to give you a free estimate and up to half off your first application when you mention this ad. So visit them now at aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
Man, that was the insurance company again.
What'd they say?
They want another statement, more paperwork. They're telling me what my car's worth. Now they want all my medical records.
Dude, why are you dealing with all that?
Call the Car Crash Kings.
One call and they deal with the insurance company for you. The calls, the paperwork, the negotiations. You just focus on getting better.
Hurt in a car wreck? Don't do it yourself. Call the Car Crash Kings. It's what we do.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely from advertisements.
Well, I'll tell you what, when your joints are hurting and you're thinking to yourself, I don't know what to do, you've probably been told surgery. And that can feel like there's only one option out there. But you know what? You got to do your homework and remember, once a joint's replaced, there's no going back. So before you schedule surgery, consider a second opinion from QC Kinetics. Whether you're dealing with pain from bone-on-bone arthritis, a torn meniscus, or years of wear and tear, surgery isn't the only conversation you need to have. Talk to QC Kinetics about how they use regenerative treatments to deliver relief to patients like you right here in Kansas City. They'll concentrate tiny healing tools within your body right in the spot that's actually causing the pain. And the whole idea is to give you a real shot at holding off on surgery, or in some cases, just avoiding it altogether. And that's why it makes sense to explore every option before you make a decision that can change your life. So don't just accept surgery as your only choice. Call my friends at QC Kinetics for that second opinion and know your options. The conversation and consultation are totally free. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. Off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone, 816-412-6299.
When it comes to my policy, Farmers gives it to me straight, so there's no surprises.
It's your coverage. You should never be confused.
You hear that? An insurance provider with a conscience.
We're a choir, but yes, we have that too.
Straightforward coverage you can literally understand. That's what you get when
you have Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Learn more at farmers.com. Underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or Affiliate. Products not available in every state.
Flu season is here. Get your flu shot today at your local Hy-Vee pharmacy. It's easy, convenient, and no appointment is necessary. Plus, when you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, earn a 20-cent fuel saver. That's right, a 20-cent fuel saver. Get your flu shot when it's convenient for you. Schedule online or just stop by your Hy-Vee pharmacy. No appointment necessary. Help your family stay healthy. Get your flu shot and get a 20-cent fuel saver only at Hy-Vee. See store for details. Some restrictions apply.
School's back in session and we're all busy now, and that's why it's hard to get to the grocery store. But you could get your groceries delivered in as little as 30 minutes. That's why I love Hy-Vee's new Get It Faster service. When you're crunched for time and need something fast, Hy-Vee to the rescue. Just download the Hy-Vee app or go to Hy-Vee.com. Choose your store, select your items, and Hy-Vee does all the shopping for me. Choose the Get It Faster option, and your groceries will be ready in a snap. Try it for yourself. Get It Faster delivery or pickup only at Hy-Vee.
Hey, it's Brew. Between my radio show, filming content, editing videos, and trying to stay connected with family, reliable Wi-Fi isn't really optional anymore. I just need it to work. That's why I like that with Xfinity, you get the most reliable, fiber-powered Wi-Fi with the best equipment at one price for 5 years, guaranteed. No contracts or commitments. Plus, Xfinity makes getting connected simple with same-day Wi-Fi so you can get online in minutes. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Use of fiber or coaxial cable. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi. Xfinity. Imagine that.
Men, when addressing the problem of erectile dysfunction, you want the right treatment for your specific medical situation because every case is different, and finding the right treatment can mean the difference between just an okay experience and an amazing one. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and at our practices, we offer the full range of ED treatment protocols and can even combine therapies to help make those intimate moments special both for you and your partner. At Heartland Men's Health, we take great pride in providing excellent care and treatment options for ED. Our medical providers specialize in men's sexual health and understand that no two cases are alike, which means you'll get the right treatment for you based on sound medical evaluation and appropriate applications of medical therapies. Plus, we offer treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most men, you'll get your sex life back. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices: Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
Hop in a John Deere Gator XUV for a day's work. Let's see what's on the to-do list. There goes the tree. And the fence. Not a problem. Because you've got a cargo box filled with solutions. Up to 4,000 pounds of towing capacity. And you're ready to roll.
The power's out!
Here we go again. The Gator XUV, built for every kind of workday. Learn more at johndeere.com/Gator XUV. Nothing runs like a deer.
America is turning 250 this year, and Circus Sports is celebrating by offering all users in Missouri $250. Dane Hughes here, and for everyone in Missouri, all you have to do is deposit $250 on your Circus Sports app. Then play through that deposit. Once you do, Circus Sports will reward you with $250 right in your account. This is available for everyone in Missouri, new and existing users. Celebrate 250 years and find out more at circusports.com today. Must be 21 or older in Missouri. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Come on, Dolly. Open it up.
Tumble out of bed and I stumble to the kitchen. Pour myself a cup of ambition and yawn and stretch and try to come to life. Jump in the shower and the blood starts pumping. Out on the streets, the traffic starts jumping with folks like me on the job from 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. Barely getting by. It's all taking and no giving. They just use your mind and they never
Voice that'll never leave us. That's the best part about everything in life is that she may not be with us anymore, but those songs aren't going to die ever. I am interested to see where her songs will rank after today on Spotify and Apple Music. I assume that she will be like the most streaming.
Has to be. Who didn't run to their music service yesterday and immediately start streaming Dolly Parton
for
songs,
sure,
right?
man. For sure.
I bet a lot of people realize what I realized years ago, that she came out with I will always love you. A lot of people my age younger wouldn't know that.
Right.
You know,
Hell, I didn't know
Houston.
because Whitney Houston
Whitney
did
Houston.
it in a major movie. And then when they told us, whoever they were and wherever it was, whenever you first started, like that was originally a Dolly Parton song. Like, really?
Like, really?
That was a Whitney Houston song. And then you hear the two. I give my tip of the cap to Whitney on that one. I don't think there's anybody better at singing maybe of all time than Whitney Houston.
I think Dolly probably would have too. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely, she would have probably given it to her at that because, I mean, Whitney's done the best national anthem of all time and had some of the best performances of songs of all time. I mean, you know, I've been listening to a lot of Whitney Houston lately, not going to lie, for the last couple of weeks. I Want to Dance with Somebody, maybe one of the greatest songs that has ever been written in any genre, in any year, at any time. Every time that song comes on, I'm like, it's go time, man. It's like that is a banger of a song. And you can be any age, any generation, and love that. And so, yeah, Whitney made one of the songs very popular by Dolly Parton. And earlier in the show, we were talking about this. And from the corrections department, our friend Kurt Nelson over at the Royals Hall of Fame, who knows everything about everything, sent me a message about, you know, the Elvis side of the Dolly Parton stuff, because we were talking about Elvis potentially recording that song. And he said that Elvis called Dolly about I Will Always Love You. And the day of the recording, Tom Parker called her and said, he only allowed Elvis to record songs of which they owned at least 50% of the rights. She said, I'm not doing that. So Elvis couldn't do the song. Years later, Whitney Houston would do it. Dolly would get $10 million in royalties. She would use a lot of that money to redevelop an office building in an African-American part of town in honor of Whitney Houston for doing her song. I mean, that's the stuff that Dolly Parton does that people just, you don't know about until somebody like this passes, and all the stories and information and all the great things that they did start to come to the surface. I mean, just the scholar program, teaching kids to read and getting kids to graduate high school. An amazing woman.
Yeah, there's a lot of those songs that a lot of people don't know the original artists that actually sang it, right? Like, are you familiar with the band, right?
Mm-hmm.
Atlantic City.
Mm-hmm.
Not theirs. It's Bruce Springsteen.
Right, yeah.
Blinded by the Light.
Mm-hmm.
Not theirs. Bruce Springsteen, right?
Yeah,
like there's all these songs that like people are like, oh, I love that song by the band. It's like, oh yeah, the band's great. They didn't originally sing that song, and then you know the song Because the Night.
Yeah.
Again, this is just loads of Bruce Springsteen history, but he wrote that song.
I didn't know that one.
And when he wrote it, he then went to Patty, who made it famous, and he's like, I think it would be better if you sang this. And there's a new Yellow Card album coming out, and 3 songs on that album are songs that didn't make the cut on a previous Blink-182 album. And Travis Barker collabs on this album. I just saw this interview with Travis Barker, I think it was yesterday, and he's talking to this guy, and he's like, so there's 3 songs that didn't make the cut for Blink-182's album, but they made it for Yellow Card's new album? He's like, yeah. He's like, is it noticeable? He goes, well, I played him for Mark, who's the bassist in Blink-182, and he was like, this song's really great. I really love this song. I want to be featured on this song. He's like, oh, you can, because it was going to be our song. And then they're like, well, how does this not make the record? You're like, well, there's a writing window. And luckily for me in my life, and hopefully Justin Fields, who can now find out who Blink-182 is, they're back to writing for another album, which I do believe this will probably be it for them because they're getting older. And
you run out of ideas and you're just tired.
Right. You just don't have to do it anymore. Right? Like, you've gotten to that
play
point.
your good songs. Play your songs, Just keep touring.
Yeah, keep doing that. Or tour and do a featured album tour. Like, hey, we're going to do Dude Ranch, Enema of the State, and Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, just songs from those 3 albums. Or we're going to do a Neighborhoods, one. That would get Mac to buy the tickets no matter what the cost would be. But speaking of Dolly Parton, You brought up a really good question in the doc, and you said, who's the sports equivalent of Dolly Parton? Someone that is universally loved of all time and current day. I came up with Dick Vitale.
That's a great one.
I feel like every generation knows because your grandparents, your parents, and then you pass it on. Yep. And Dickie V, oh, baby, wanna play? Dipsy-doo, Dunkaroo, Diaper Dandy. And, like, he comes back. You're like, man, I love this guy. And when Dick Vitale does eventually leave this earth to go somewhere else, I believe that there will be a lot of people that be like, man, look at all these things he did. Look at how he fought for cancer and always brought up Jimmy Valvano and all these sort of stuff.
What a great human being.
And he's totally just a treasure of life that, like, his whole life he goes without, like, scrutiny, or he goes without stuff. And you might be like, he's so annoying, but you know what he is. He's a key figure of that game and that sport.
He's the most important figure of college basketball in this generation.
And then the other two that I could see them making their way there, I thought Scott Van Pelt was a good name. I think he's kind of universally loved. I don't know if there's a lot of people that hate Scott Van Pelt.
I think if Scott Van Pelt was around 30 years ago when ESPN and SportsCenter were in its heyday, I agree with you. I don't know that enough people watch it now.
Right. And then there's, to me, Kevin Harlan.
That's great. Kevin's the best.
Yeah, Kevin's
I mean, no one's like, Kevin Harlan's calling the game.
No. Yeah, right.
Like, no one says that.
Right, no one says that. For me, it's John Madden. And then Steph Curry. Those are the two names that immediately come to mind. I mean, I tell you guys all the time, every day I'm at the J, there's a kid in a Steph Curry jersey. He's universally loved by everybody. And John Madden is universally loved. He is what Dick Vitale became for college basketball. John Madden was to the NFL. John Madden is probably the most important figure in this era of the NFL from 1970 till his death, because of the way that he televised games and entertained people and got everybody to watch football. John Madden was the draw. And so for me, it's John Madden and it's Steph Curry.
Yeah, those are both great. Steph Curry probably doesn't get much hate at all, but maybe from some old heads who are holding on to Magic Johnson and those sorts of arguments.
Let it
like
go,
that.
bro.
Yeah, it's tough.
Seriously,
I don't know.
Let it go. Like, you can love Steph. It's okay. And still know Magic was a good
Magic
player.
Was maybe better, maybe not. It doesn't really matter.
Doesn't
They're
matter.
Both the top
Everybody
two,
loves
right?
Steph.
They're top 2 point guards.
Yeah.
They're Steph's awesome. Yeah, for me, it's Charles Barkley.
That's a good one.
He'd be past and current.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's past and current. I don't really know a lot of people who don't like Charles Barkley. Even when he got involved in politics, he was still able to somehow keep everyone laughing.
He did, yeah.
He literally went on a political network and still had people laughing. Yeah, maybe for a month or two they were a little butthurt. After that, no one cares anymore. We all love Chuck.
I don't even remember what he said politic-wise, to be honest with you.
He was on some show on CNN, or so I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, he was going to do something for a hot minute in the political realm, and I think he did that one episode and was like, I'm out of this.
Yeah, this is not what he needs to do.
No, not at all.
So nobody said Stephen A.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think he's in that category.
I don't think so. No.
What does it mean to let Dolly play us out? To play us out. Hey, go do something nice for somebody. Change their day, their week, their month. It could change their life. It could change their day, everything. It's simply cool to care. Kansas City, stay kind, stay safe. Cody Golden Drew coming up next. Rest in peace, Dolly Parton.